and language. No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
You write your first draft with your heart, and you rewrite with your head.
Seize the day.
Greetings and salutations. This is the Writers Showcase. This is a show where we bring together a roundtable of wonderful writers of different genres, and we have a discussion with them. We ask them a few questions, and we also take your questions. So don't forget to like and share this with your closest friends if this is your first time joining us. If you're watching us live or what is known as a replay, thank you so much for doing so. And once again, if you have any questions for our panelists, let us know in those comments. Let us know in the chat. And with that piece of business here and gone, I'm going to introduce you to our wonderful roundtable of wonderful people, wonderful writers. Please welcome Heather is here. What's up, Heather? How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing well, doing well. It's great to have you here. Great to have you back. She was on Freewheeling Fridays a little while ago, so we're happy to have her here on the And I Quote Studios. It might be a different vibe for her, maybe a different experience. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But Heather, we're so happy that you're here, regardless of what universe you may have come from. Multiverse, crossover. Anyway, also joining us is someone who puts, if you look up the word style, Heather, this is the person whose picture is going to be right next to that word, because this person defines style. Please welcome best-selling writer Terrence Lehue is here. What's up, man? Nice looking suit.
Thank you. For you, I wore the red tie, which I just figured pop more with my eyes.
That's fine too. That is wonderful too. And once again, he puts me to shame because I'm just sitting here wearing a comfortable Indiana Jones trilogy themed T-shirt underneath this ridiculously good-looking and comfortable hoodie.
Okay, that actually does look like a ridiculously comfortable hoodie.
It
in
is.
fairness.
It's green. It's got fleece in there. It's been very, very good to me. So with that being said, thank you, Terrence. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I get some style points here too. Also joining us is, I think this is the first time we've had a couple in the same studio on the same show at the same time for this kind of topic. Anyway, Trevor and April are here. What's going on, you nice fine people?
Hi.
How are you?
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Trevor Jones.
April Nairain.
There you go. See, I probably should have said that before. But yes, no, it's great to have you both here. Absolutely. They were on And I Quote some time ago, and that was a great episode. Make sure you check all those episodes out in the And I Quote playlist. They're on our YouTube channel. You can check that out later after you're done watching this fantabulous. Is that a word? I don't think it is. We're making it up as we go. There's a Raiders quote.
That describes writing too.
Does it?
100%.
I mean, Shakespeare invented a lot of modern words that we use. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess.
Shakespeare, I think it was Shakespeare that came up with swagger.
I have so much
And
debt
a
to pay
sapling.
that man.
Did he? If he'd invented the word swagger, then we got a lot more to talk about. But fear not, because we're not alone in this journey into the Wild West that is writing. Also joining us is a very good friend of ours, great friend of And I Quote channel, And I Quote Studios. Brian Robin is here. What's up, brother? Great to see you. And I love the artwork behind you because it is. Wait a minute, hold on. It's Bossa Nova, Chevy Nova. No. Excellent. Yeah.
It absolutely is. Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Brian Rodman, author and illustrator of Memoirs of an Angel, amongst other things. So good to be here. Thanks for having me, Ryan.
Oh, great to have you here, brother. We miss you. We love you. We're happy that you are with us on this. We're happy that all of you are here with us on this roundtable discussion about writing. Because isn't writing supposed to be fun? I think it is. I think it might be. It might not. I don't know. It depends on who we ask, right? I mean, we're gonna go around the horn here and figure that out.
I think if you're not having fun, something's wrong.
It depends on the part of the process.
That is also true.
That's
formatting.
I'm currently in the editing process in the second read through, and I am just like, I don't want to do this. I've read this thing 3 times already. I want to just get it over with. I don't want to read more stuff.
You're like, I'm tired of my own story. This isn't good.
I had a blast writing them, but it's like, I'm done with this thing already. I just want to put it out there.
I'll move on to all these other ideas I have on this legal pad. Can we just move on to that, please? Is that a possibility? Does anyone still use these? I have this.
I have a legal pad.
Some people
Mine's
have legal
pink, though.
pads. Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's pink.
On Wednesdays we wear pink. But anyway,
Okay.
I digress. Sorry.
You can't sit with us.
You can't sit. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't think any of us can sit at the table if we're going by
none
that
of us. 'Cause
rule.
I'm wearing green. Look at me. I'm wearing green. And I got a navy blue Indiana Jones trilogy themed T-shirt under this thing. So I lost it.
I'm wearing
Hiding
pink.
your
You just
light
can't
under
see
a bushel.
Oh Lord. Oh boy. Woo. But anyway, this is going to be an exciting time, and we're happy that everyone is here. So the first question that's going to go out to the field, if you don't mind me asking, just to keep things on what is known as the rails, even though we like to sometimes take things off the rails. I don't know. Not as bad as that train that went off the rails in that little indie film in 1995 when Alec Trevelyan was trying to smash into that tank, and it just didn't work out for him. And then Xenia says, he's going to the rails. Anyway, sorry. So, Brian Rodman, since you are here and you're in the building, and it's great to see you, what in your mind makes a great book?
For me, the thing that makes a great book is something that I can escape to, and also challenge me to come back into the real world when I'm done or when I put the book down, and I'm different than I was before. I think that's what makes a great book, and that can cross any genre, that can cross any, kind of book. Actually, I think you look at comic books, prose, nonfiction, fiction, any kind of genre, anything that you can pick up, dive into, and come out of it changed. That's a great book.
Good answer. Good answer. I mean, come on. How do you guys expect to beat me? Anyway, I'm sorry. It's on the brain. It's on the brain.
And
He
plus,
I
I don't help
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
right
because
there.
you got all the ridiculously good-looking pop culture artwork behind you. and
It's triggering for you, Ryan. I know.
Yeah, it is severely. I might add. Anyway, Heather, just out of curiosity, what makes a great book in your mind, Heather? What do you think?
I think a great book is something that it's very similar to Brian's answer, but I think it's something that makes you forget where you are in the moment that you're reading it. Like if you're reading a great romance and you're just so like caught up in seeing these two people to get together, or you're reading a horror and you're just so invested to see how the characters are going to get away from this monster. It's a good book is a book that makes you forget that you're sitting in your chair reading and doing nothing more, and you're just so invested of what's going on in that book that you're just there with them, and you don't even care if you don't see them, you don't hear anything, you can't smell anything, you're just there with them. And so yeah, it's very similar to Brian's because he basically stole my answer.
I'm sorry.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you steal everyone's? What is this? An Ocean's 11 movie? I mean, I need a reason. Don't say money. Why do this? Why not do it?
The
Anyway,
man of many quotes. I love it.
I can't help it, brother. I got so many references on the itty bitty little brain of mine. But I'm just curious, though. Trevor, April, any thoughts on what makes a great book?
Well, I think a great book is when you put it down, you're sad that it's done. It has invoked, you miss those characters. They're like your friends. So, and you're sad that the story is ended. I think that makes a great book.
Excellent. What about you, Trevor?
Well, everybody's basically saying the same thing, and that's the book is an experience that adds to the life you have. I loved how Rob said that it changes you, and I think any experience in life does. So yes, I agree with everybody that a good book changes you, but a great book changes you for the better. And I think very, very seldom does a writer sit down and say, I'm going to write a book to change people's lives. But any good writer at some point puts a piece of themselves in the writing, and they inadvertently do it. And I think a great experience for a reader is to find that little piece of wisdom that the writer didn't even realize they were putting in there. For myself, that's something I always go back and look for during my editing process. Like, where's that little nugget of wisdom I was trying to put in there that I could make it really profound and make it really impactful. So the greatest book is the one that changes you for the better.
Minus self-help books. I mean, that's what they're there for.
Well, I mean, you want them to change you for the better.
Right.
I was just say, if a self-help book doesn't help you, it's not a good one.
Not a good self-help.
Yeah. Someone may have to pull an intervention on you and have Dr. Phil come to your house. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about it and change your life. I'm just sorry. I may have seen a couple of reruns of that when I was a bit younger. I know. Plus, there was literally product placement. I mean, there's product placement in every movie that's ever been made. But in the movie Red Eye with Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams in their prime, by the way, there was a scene where Rachel McAdams literally is holding a Dr. Phil self-help book, and it's being exchanged between her and one of the other airline passengers. What do you call it? The plane passengers. And that's kind of a through line through the movie. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, how much did Philly Boy pay to get this in there? What's going on? Like, what was the sponsorship for Red Eye? I don't know.
And now he's just a very popular TikTok sound. About throwing rocks through your window. I don't know what family friendly ratings we have here. So
we're already past the 2-minute mark, man. We can go PG-13 if not R if we want it. Hypothetically, I try to keep things family friendly, but whatever, things happen. Things get loose.
Sweet. Let's bring out the gore and titties.
All right.
What was that?
If you insist. All right.
What was that? Did anyone hear anything? I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. I got a little. Is that one of our producers trying to get my attention back there? What's going on? Anyway, what was his name again? Oh yeah, Terrence. That's his name. So Terrence, what makes a great book to bring us back to something known as reality?
I think a great book is one that you can read again and again. I think that rewatchability is something that I place very highly in the films that I watch. I think that what separates a good book from a great book is one that I want to read again. And that's something that usually comes with having incredible characters, a sweeping story, and a depth that you can find something new in again and again each time you read it.
Good answer.
Excellent.
That was a good answer.
That was, yeah. I mean, it was very, very good. Very, very good answer. And once again, for those of you just tuning in to this thing known as A Little Bit of Chaos, welcome to the Writer's Showcase. Don't forget to like and share with your closest friends. If you have any questions for our roundtable, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. If you're watching us live or on a replay, thank you so much for doing that. We cannot do this without you. Appreciate it seriously. Terrence.
Terrence. Oh, sorry.
What was that? No, go ahead, Heather. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
Is that Kronk behind you?
Is it?
Yes.
Is he saying the poison for Cusco quote?
No. So my wife and I went to Comic-Con last year, and I was Captain America. She was Peggy Carter. Woo-hoo. We went to Patrick Warburton's booth, and we asked him to write to Terrence and Faith. By all accounts, it doesn't make much sense, does it?
I was just so tickled to see a Kronk behind you. He's like my favorite himbo character.
Oh, is he?
I mean, Patrick Warburton genuinely is one of not to get too distracted. He was such a great guy. When you are at a con and you see him genuinely taking time with each person, it's like, oh, you are Kronk in real life. This makes me so happy.
I mean, nothing against Kronk, because I've seen the movie. I haven't seen it in a while, though. I got to go back and rewatch Emperor's New Groove, respectively. But I know him best as David Puddy.
Mm-hmm.
At least
he's the greatest sitcom of all time, Seinfeld. I know him as David Puddy. So, what was that, Brian?
If he was Puddy in real life, there would be problems.
He'd be asking you to give you high five on the flip side. And he'd be squinting his eyes a lot. So how about that, huh? No more grease monkey. I don't care for that term. Let's see. Service charge, what's it called? Like finder's fee. Finder's fee. It was on the lot. Yeah, that's right. It's love it. Yeah, David Puddy's the man. I hope to see Patrick Warburton at a convention, Terrence, and just pick his brain about Puddy, the great universe that is David Puddy. So hopefully it'll happen. I don't know.
Ask him about the coat if he has it.
You got a question? You asked the 8-ball. I'm sorry. Trevor and April are like, I think we want to leave now. I don't know what. Anyway,
they're like, what have we done? Oh no.
What have we done? No, it's cool. We love you all. We love you all. Heather's the one who took us off the rails, so blame her. With that being said, even though Heather's going to be fine for the rest of this episode, Terrence, where's your favorite spot to write?
I love to write on the couch with my laptop, just away from, this is the studio space, this is the workspace. I don't get creative in this spot. This is where I drag Canva images around or click buttons like a keyboard monkey. So I retreat to my couch where I can just sit, enjoy, and relax. Or I find a nice little coffee shop and pretend that I'm some kind of Hemingway-esque figure.
Haven't heard that name in a bit.
I love it. I love the spirit of that answer. That's especially the coffee shop. I tried to do that as a writer. I have too much ADHD. I can't.
Oh.
It doesn't work for me. I have to be in just seclusion.
Fortress of Solitude, maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah. There's a reference for you. Which is all good, man. I respect that. Trevor and April, any thoughts on favorite spot or favorite spots to write for you fine folks?
We're in Costa Rica, so I like to sit outside on our patio and write out there, listening to the parrots and watching the horses play. So it sometimes is distracting, but I do enjoy writing out there, and also at my desk. So you used to like to go to coffee shops.
Yeah, I was
late
gonna say.
at night.
Yeah, I miss. For me, it was the early 2000s. My town of Asheville, North Carolina, had no less than 12 24-hour all-night coffee shops. And I don't drink coffee, but in Asheville, chai tea was quite common in the coffee shops. So for me, it was a bagel and cream cheese and a chai tea, my headphones and my latest instrumental selection out for emotional impact. So if I'm writing an action scene, it would be like something very fast paced. And if it's a slow drama scene, something really slow, that would, but very emotional and just in my own little world. But I had to be out and away from home where there were no distractions. ADHD myself. So the headphones made the coffee shop vanish, but being in the coffee shop got me away from home. So that made those distractions disappear. So I guess in the shortest answer, my favorite place to write is in the world I'm writing in.
Ooh, okay.
That's a fancy answer, and I like that. Yeah. Also, Costa Rica, that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
It's starting to get cold up here, so you guys are pretty dang
it's
right there.
That's the reason Heather, Brian, and I are wearing hoodies or cardigan sweaters, because it is hoodie weather now.
It is sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
True story. I finished at least a third of my first novel when I went on a trip to Costa Rica. I visited an organic coffee plantation that did like agritourism, and it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, it's beautiful here. We enjoy it.
So basically what you're saying is if you want to write well, you need to live in Costa Rica.
You need to move to Costa Rica and be neighborly and be good friends with Trevor and April, two of the best people in the world. So
and start up a 24 hours a day coffee shop.
We can make that happen. I mean, I'm
Maybe we can make a writer retreat here.
We've talked about doing writer retreats here.
Yeah.
Oh, please do.
That's awesome.
Do.
You get a cubicle, a giant mug of 64 ounces of coffee, and onion.
Say no more. I'm there.
You get your own can,
Yeah, Brian's going to be on the first flight out. So
absolutely, I'm on my way.
Unfortunately, the closest thing that we have to a 24-hour coffee shop is Waffle House around here.
Hey,
we don't really have 24-hour spots here.
So there you
go.
go.
I don't know about that, but I will say I don't have anything against Waffle House. I went to that all the time when I was living in North Carolina, so I have nothing against Waffle House. Waffles have always been very, very good to me. And the people there, the one at the location I was in Greensboro, more particularly, which is in the Triad near Raleigh. Greensboro is a great place to live, first of all. And second of all, the people who worked at the Greensboro Waffle House where I lived in my neighborhood, they were always so nice, very welcoming. I was great. Some restaurants you don't always get, or some establishments you don't always get that kind of attitude. But with those kind folks down there in North Carolina, they were so nice. I loved it.
We do miss Waffle House. That's
do
what we do miss, yes.
All right, let's ship one from here over to Costa Rica. Let's just ship one.
The whole building.
Apparently, it's a thing for like non-Americans coming to America. They want to go to Waffle House because they want to see the infamous Waffle House fights.
Yes.
And then
that's so great.
Some of them get disappointed because they go there and it's just like a chill Waffle House place, and they're like, I want to see the fights.
Hey, look, I live in Louisville, Kentucky, and 2 of our Waffle Houses are notoriously known for fights. And honestly, look, let me tell you, I used to frequent one of them. I loved those folks. The reason that there were fights was because there were just ridiculous people that showed up, and the guys working behind the counter are no nonsense people. But if you come in, you eat waffles, you chat with them, they're wonderful humans.
I think anybody who picks a fight at a Waffle House is a ridiculous person.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And you deserve to get a chair thrown at your head by the staff.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel. No, it's It's all good. Yeah, Waffle House. Anytime I go, it's been a good experience for my family and I. So it's when we're driving down to Carolina, wherever it is down there in that area, we always make a point to stop at a Waffle House and grab some grub because there's nothing wrong with good old fashioned waffles, hash browns, egg white omelets, whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So, what's he pointing to? What are you pointing to, Trevor? Sorry.
It's Heather's turn.
What's that?
It's Heather's turn.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Where? Yeah.
Jeez,
Heather,
Ryan.
I'm sorry. I'm losing. Yeah. Sorry. Waffle houses, food, all this stuff is making me hungry. Let's go out. Put on your Saturday best, kids. We're going to Waffle House tonight. Heather, besides the fact that we appreciate Waffle House and good people with good attitudes, outside of the negative ones, where's your favorite spot to write?
Honestly, it doesn't even matter what my favorite writing spot is because this is going to sound super pretentious, but I need to be like in the headspace to write in the first place. And sometimes that means I have to switch up where I am writing in order to get into that headspace. Like sometimes I'll be writing in that chair behind me and I'll just be happily rocking in my little granny rocking chair and writing and everything's fine and dandy. And then the next day I'll be sitting in there and it's like nothing happens. Then I'll go to my porch and my porch I work very happily. Then the next day the porch doesn't work. So I sit on the couch and that works. It's not so much like a setting for me. It's like the mood I have to be into. It's like when you sleep, it's not just the one position you sleep in. You move around to get more comfortable in your bed in order to sleep. So it's like the way my brain works, the place doesn't really matter so long as I get the work done.
Fair point. Good. Yeah. Completely understand that.
So your favorite place to write is in the mood.
Yep. I have to be. It really is. I have to be in the mood and in the mental space to write in the first place.
That's very true.
The setting is optional.
I like that.
That is a good. Yeah. That's once again the RAF quotes are going to be coming fast and furious. Good answer. It's a very good answer. I'll tell you why. Because I want to write so many times, but it's just not there. And I have to be in the right headspace, right mental space, whatever it is. Plus, when you're working 43 hours a week like I do, and then you come home and you're burned out at the end of the day, there's like no energy.
That's tough, man. Yeah.
There's hardly any energy left to want to write. And then on the weekends, Brian, when I have to do adulting stuff like clean it, doing the laundry, cleaning the house, going grocery shopping, getting those waffles. No, not the Waffle House kind, the Lego Mayego kind. But anyway, I digress. Quick, it's quick and easy. Put them in the toaster. 2 minutes later, ding. It's fine. Yeah, weekends aren't always easy. Plus, when you're hosting 3 award-winning podcasts every week,
I have a serious question.
I don't know how to do it.
Your toaster dings?
No.
Oh, you're a liar.
No, the waffles just pop up out of the toaster, and that's it. It doesn't go.
Oh, I thought you had
lied to us.
Super
I'm
fancy.
sorry.
I was like, man, I didn't know they made toasters that ding. That'd be awesome.
Sorry. Do I sound like a walking 80s commercial when I say that? I don't know, maybe. But no, it just goes out of the toaster, like it just pops up. That's all. You hear a little sound, like a clicking sound, and that's it.
Wow.
If that helps.
I mean, whatever helps get the waffle in my mouth is fine.
That's true.
So there you go.
Lego Mayego, brother. Egos are good, especially the
Countertop trebuchet.
There you go.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it could be.
I understood that
If
reference.
you try hard enough.
You tried it? Yeah, exactly. I think, Brian, you answered this, right? Your favorite spot to write is your inner sanctum over there?
Yes. It's one of my favorite places.
Mm-hmm.
Because my wonderful wife has allowed me to have a part of our house to just deck out in nerd stuff. So what you see behind you is just a very small fraction of the insane amount of money that I have spent irresponsibly on nerd stuff. You can see some of it.
Good heavens almighty.
Circling. Whoa, dear. Sorry about that. So yeah. So it's just a place that I can, because I'm disabled, and so I can, when I'm able to get in the writer's chair and do some work, I have a wonderful place that gives me a lot of inspiration, and it's just kind of a gift that my wife, agreed to let me have, which is nice. But honestly, the next place that I write the best is in the shower. I don't know what it is about that
It's really hard
time.
on the
Excuse
laptop.
me?
Really hard on
Baking
It
powder?
is
Did you
the
say the
yeah,
shower?
yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's a space that, you know, I start writing in my head. And really that's the place where most of the writing happens, is just in my head all the time. I think it was I don't remember if it's just like a random meme or who said it, but it was like somebody was just sitting there and another person's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm writing." And they're like not moving. They're not, you know, they're just in their head. And I feel that on a spiritual level. But when they actually put, you know, words to paper on a word processor, I'm in here. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Never thought I'd hear the words. Oh yeah, I write in the shower every day. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I was
Just
for
paper.
half a second. I'm like, do you put plastic wrap over your laptop and take your laptop?
Do you put it over
in
your
there?
legal pad or something?
It's waterproof. It's fine. my skin's all pruny, and I'm just like, I've been in here for hours, but it's just,
It's
I'm
like
on
the
a run.
meme of like the perfect gamer setup, and it's just like they have their game there, and they're sitting on like a toilet chair.
Yes. Like a
Oh,
reclining
Lord.
toilet, you know.
Yeah,
you're
is
right.
that the same one they used in the Tool Time episode on Home Improvement? You know, where
Mhm.
Tim and Al designed that. Does anyone remember that? They
I
designed the
do
ultimate
remember that,
men's
yeah.
bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anybody remember that episode? Yeah.
Yes.
Tim, Mr. Man Taylor. You all know my good assistant, Al Borland. There you go. There were some catchphrases there that never get old. Just saying. Wow. Okay. I don't know where to go after that. That's I think that story right there from Brian Rahman just broke the internet.
You're
But
welcome.
anyway, healthy reminder for everybody, in case you're wondering, this is the Writer Showcase, the most crazy fun show that anyone has ever seen or heard of before. Don't forget to like and share. If you got any questions for this eclectic roundtable of wonderful guests, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. If you're watching us live or what is known as a replay, so much for doing that. Wow, I don't know where to go. No, I do know where to go after that. So
You have a handy dandy notepad, sir.
yeah, I do.
Handy
It's right
dandy
here.
notebook.
Yeah, our handy dandy notebook. Yeah, Blue's Clues. I understood that one. And all three hosts of that show are on tour, going to all the conventions and meeting all the fans that grew up with the different iterations of Blue's Clues.
Wait,
I
there were
love that.
3? I
There were
thought
3
I only
hosts.
know the
There's,
2.
there's actually 4.
Well, there is 4.
Three,
Okay, I
of,
thought
the
it was-
three of them are
goodness.
going on tour.
yeah,
Yeah.
3 of them are on tour.
I don't
yeah.
know why I know so much about this. I didn't watch Blue's Clues. That
I
was
watched
after my time.
reruns.
But
I
yeah.
was very, very young, and I barely remember it. But Steve is always like my,
Mm.
or yeah.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have
You're
any
And
more hair.
honestly, Ryan, I have to say, I've always thought this. You remind me of Steve.
Do
It's
I?
true. You
Do
kind
I?
of do. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Now that you say it.
And I mean that as a huge compliment. by the
Okay,
way.
I was like,
Yeah.
where are we
No,
going
it's
with
not a bad thing.
this?
It's a
Okay.
good thing.
No, in case everyone needs to write down any clues, all we need is our handy.
One
dandy-
Halloween,
Oh,
we
nope.
can
Just need a
cosplay
blue
together.
crayon or a
Yeah.
green crayon. Yeah.
I just have a
Yeah.
pen.
Oh,
One Halloween, we can cosplay together, Ryan. You can be
Sure.
Steve, and I'll be Blue.
Sure, why not? We can pull that off,
yeah.
right, ladies and gentlemen here in the studio? Can we do that? I think that's
isn't
fine.
Blue a girl?
I don't know.
I think Blue's a girl.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know,
We can
whatever works.
Nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
we can switch. Yeah, not that there's anything wrong. Not that there's
Hey,
anything wrong
Hey,
with that.
it's the 90s, so there you go.
Does your girlfriend have a girlfriend? Hey, it's the 90s.
It's the 90s, Sabrina.
It is.
My
it is.
stepdad told me about this radio show where like some crazy lady called in and was just ranting and raving about, you know, like gendered representation on TV shows, and they're like,
Dude.
Blue's Clues, and the blue dog is a boy, blah, 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 blah. And the radio show host is like, Blue's a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I don't know which radio show he was talking about. He
Okay.
just told me that he remembered that specific encounter because he thought it was so hilarious how she got destroyed in like 2 seconds.
All because of misgendering Blue.
Well, that's like
She
Winnie the
misgendered
Pooh.
Blue.
Yeah.
Gee willikers.
Winnie the Pooh is a girl.
Really?
Yeah. How many boys you know named Winnie?
But then again, Winnie the Pooh is from Australia, and in
was
Australia, they do have a couple of names that are
Okay.
either considered gender neutral or they're considered boy names, like Taylor. Taylor,
That
over here, Taylor is a girl's name, but over there, it's like a
Taylor
gender neutral
Kitsch from
name.
John Carter.
I was
Mhm.
going to say Taylor's pretty gender neutral.
Taylor Kitsch from John
I mean,
Carter.
the guy
from
that
White
does my
Parents.
pants is Taylor.
Taylor Swift. I don't know. I heard her name somewhere. I don't know who she is though. But anyway, sorry.
Less known cousin. Seamstress Love.
So many questions, so much music, so little time. What genre or subgenre do you like to read outside of what you're currently writing there, Terrence?
I basically read the genres that I write. That's the default. I like
good.
mysteries. That's probably the strongest thing is I read far more mysteries that are more intricate than I would ever dare attempt on my own. But a lot of thrillers, that's old hard-boiled pulp, things like that. Some epic historical classics, adventures by Jules Verne, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you inspired me. I got a copy of Journey to the Center of the Earth over here.
Classic.
I know. I'm excited to read it once I get to the other 6,452 books. Your
TBR pile inspires me, Ryan.
Does it? Because I sent the pictures in today. It was wild, wasn't it?
I was zooming in on the individual titles, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. It continues to grow, to be honest with you. That's why we got bookends. For the shelves, bookends. Anybody still use those? Probably. Just out of curiosity, though, Heather, what genre or subgenres you like to read?
My reading is sort of all over the place. Basically, whatever.
So, like Baskin Robbins, 31 Flavors.
Yeah, pretty much. But I guess for the most part, I read mostly fantasy. But I do also read a lot of comic books, and comic books are like inherently fantasy or adventure. But yeah, I'm trying to get through the Elric saga. I also got Eisenhorn from the Warhammer series that I'm going to get to at some point. And my laptop is actually currently sitting on all 6 volumes of the Preacher comics. So yeah,
Yes.
I've got a lot to get through. But I guess like fantasy's the general answer.
It's all good. Nothing wrong with that. We've had one, yes. What about Sick at Breakfast? Anyway. What about Levin?
What Elric book are you on right now?
I just finished the first one, which is like the prequel of Elric of Melniboné. And Elric is such a hot mess of a character, and I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's like
I love Elric.
It's like he's a screw up in a lot of ways. I mean, he is a hero, and he is trying really hard to do the right thing, but he also does a lot of really stupid shit.
He's doing his best.
He's trying. The poor dude is trying. He grew up in a society that was like okay with torture, slavery, and whatnot. And so he's had that ingrained in him since childhood, but he's read about morality, and he's trying. He's trying.
That's honestly, that's why I like the character so much, is because he's trying to come out of basically flawed. What we would call a very debaucherous kind of society. So
yeah, and I don't think Elric could ever be adapted today with some of the stuff that happens.
Not
even
to stay true to it, no. I agree.
And and especially with what happened with stuff like The Witcher, where they tried to pull all sorts of shenanigans there, they probably would have done the same thing with Elric.
Yeah, Prime, somebody through Amazon Prime tried to adapt it, and it never came to light. I don't know why, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was why. I've
heard the reasoning that it was too much like The Witcher, and it's like Elric came out before The Witcher. Like some people even say that The Witcher was flat out plagiarism of Elric.
I could see that. Yeah.
Oh boy. Hope that doesn't put my homeboy Henry Cavill in trouble on that one. But anyway,
he's out of The Witcher.
Oh,
he's fine.
He got out of that.
He's been out of it for a while. Yeah. But still.
Now he's the Highlander.
Yeah,
there can be only one.
There can be only one. That's right.
And Warhammer.
And
is there anything he's not like rebooting or attempting to bring back in a huge way? I mean, Henry Cavill's like the president of Geekly
that
right
man
now.
Is all over the place, and I think
it's a tie between him and who's the other actor that we know of? Carl Urban are both like the co-presidents of Geekly. Because look at what Carl Urban's doing right now. He's playing Johnny Cage next year in Mortal Kombat 2.
I can't wait. It looks so great. It's so
and he's perfect for it because he's been in every single property before Mortal Kombat, so it just makes sense. It's a natural progression.
Yeah.
For him, and he's got the look, he's got the physique for it. He's got the shades. I mean, as he's not going to say it because it's from the original film, Brian. But if he does say, because if someone gives him a good punch to the face while he's wearing his shades, I want him to drop the Lyndon Ashby. Those were $500 sunglasses, asshole. Like I want him to say it just once.
I know. I wanted him to do the splits and punch Goro in the nads, but that's not going to happen because of the first one.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, not to get
spoiler
graphic,
alert. But yeah,
spoiler alert for a 30-year-old movie. Happy 30th anniversary, Mortal Kombat. We love you guys. Love that movie. That movie's always going to hold a special place.
Oh my gosh, I know we're like so off the rails. I apologize. I just
no.
thing.
What genre or subgenre do you enjoy reading there, Brian? Go ahead.
There we go.
For us.
Ryan's like, shut up, Brian. We're moving on.
No, we love you. Fatality. Go ahead.
I think obviously horror, fantasy, usually dark fantasy is
dark
my favorite. Yeah. So I mean, Elric would be considered a dark fantasy.
I'm not familiar with this. What is
so
that?
dark fantasy? It has horror aspects to it. Okay. So like, you know, I mean, and it varies. I think a lot of fantasy can kind of teeter on the edge of that, but that's my favorite genre. I also really love action adventure. I love pulp, you know, kind of especially like the new pulp genre. Love Stormgate Press. It puts out some great stuff in that genre, and I think they really have a good it's my friend Charles F. Millhouse, and he puts out some great stuff. And I got to say, I am starting to inch into a little bit of romance. Just because I'm trying to challenge myself. I never really read a whole lot of romance. It's never been super appealing to me, but I've always enjoyed like rom-coms and things like that. So I'm just like, you know what? Why not? I'm not trying to read too much of the super spicy stuff. That's not really my thing, but just a good love story. I would love to, you know, I'm starting to get into that a little bit more.
My goodness gracious. Talk about a young writer.
You learn everything new about me every day, Ryan.
Fascinating. What were you going to say,
Brian, have you read Emma or Pride and Prejudice yet?
I have read Pride and Prejudice. I read that a long time ago. And I did appreciate that. But I need to revisit Jane Austen again, because I know as a more mature man now, I would appreciate her writing a lot at this point. So yeah. I did also read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. So
geez, no. Hashtag not canon. Hashtag never happened. Hashtag that movie doesn't even exist.
Oh, not the movie.
Not the movie. No, none of it. None of it does. Not the movie. Was it based on a book? Because no, it doesn't exist.
You do have to be careful with romance novels these days, and even some fantasy novels these days, because a lot of them are trying to push more and more and more towards erotica. Like,
absolutely.
There's this whole argument on X about how a lot of people just can't take the fantasy genre seriously anymore because of a lot of it's turning into romantasy. And by romantasy, they mean typical average woman is banging a monster. Either it's an orc,
baking powder. What was that?
Banging a monster. Yeah, either it's an orc, a dragon, a demon, what have you.
50 Shades of Frankenstein.
Hey! We don't talk about that on this.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Or as Trevor thank you. By the way, thank you, Trevor. Appreciate it. You coming in there with the clutch. No. It's no. I will. I mean, listen. I don't do this every year. I know I should, and I promise. I will not. Promise is a strong word. Don't make promises you can't keep. That's what I'm saying about that. But I'm doing my best to watch Phantom of the Opera, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Wolfman, and what was the other one? It was The Invisible Man every single year, because those are my 4 favorite Universal monster flicks. Okay, don't mess with that and put it's The Invisible Man and Zombie. No, just keep it.
Well, here's the thing with that, though. If they do
I dated the Wolfman.
No,
you can always just watch the originals. And
that's what I'm saying.
In the embrace of the creature of the Black Lagoon.
I mean, Guillermo del Toro made that
please
movie.
write that book. That would just be fantastic.
Oh yeah, Del Toro made that. It's called The Shape of Water.
Dude,
Oh yeah,
okay.
that is the Shape of Water.
The Shape
of Water is basically an hard R-rated version of what would happen if the creature from the Black Lagoon fell in love with somebody.
Absolutely. And I did not know that that's what that movie was when I went into the theater. I thought it was going to be like a horror movie, and then the
she
first
took her
5
dress
minutes,
off.
yeah, and I'm like, this is not the movie I thought it was, but it ended up being really good. So I'm glad. I was pleasantly surprised.
And that's your favorite filmmaker of all time, isn't it? GDT,
It
Guillermo del
absolutely
Toro.
is. Yeah.
I respect the man. The man. I do. Gave us
I'm excited
the Hellboy
for his
movies, right? He
Frankenstein
gave
movie.
us Blade 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some other ones out there. What was it? Shape of Water and Pan's Labyrinth and
Stop
Pacific
motion
Rim.
Pinocchio.
Hellboy. He did Hellboy.
Pac Rim, Pacific Rim, the better of the two, obviously.
Hellboy.
Because the sequel
And
never
Hellboy.
happened.
His Hellboy movies, like Heather said,
Mhm.
fantastic.
He apparently was going to do the Hobbit film, but that fell through.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was originally and he was going to keep it more in like the more childish way that the Hobbit is compared to the Lord of the Rings. I'm not saying it's childish, but when you compare the Hobbit to the Lord of the Rings, apparently it's different tone.
Yeah, he ended up being a producer still, but
yeah, he helped out.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of his concept art was also really different from Jackson's vision.
Oh, was it?
Which, I mean, I love Lord of the Rings. Like, I think Peter Jackson is like, those are my favorite movies. But I would have loved to see Del Toro's take on The Hobbit. Just like in his own vision would have been really cool.
Maybe they'll make it as an animated series.
I'm cool. I would love to see him make it as stop motion.
Oh, stop motion.
His Pinocchio's phenomenal.
I
Made me cry in the first. I cried in the first 20 minutes twice of that movie. Absolutely,
wow.
It's heartbreaking and beautiful.
Wow. Okay, we got another film we got to add to the list here, fellas. But just out of curiosity, though, for April, favorite genre or subgenres you enjoy reading the most? Anything stand out?
So I do like romantasy, and I do read it. And I like urban fantasy. I write epic fantasy and high fantasy, but I really do like urban fantasy. I think you get to incorporate things into a book because it's modern that you can't do in an epic fantasy book. And parts of that I really, really enjoy.
Interesting. What about you, Trevor?
I'm ADHD and an eclectic reader. I cut my teeth on fantasy back in the 70s and 80s, pulp fiction. But my reading, when I discovered Dungeons and Dragons, took me into all the stuff written by the TSR production publication. So R.A. Salvatore's fantasy really sort of shaped my D&D games, which is what informed my fantasy writing. But my reading was pretty broad, so a huge chunk of classic science fiction, Heinlein, Clarke, Asimov. But I've delved into all the others. I was that kid that every time I started a new school, I had to finish the library before I left. So like my junior high was 2 grades. So I had 2 years to finish reading the library. And then my high school was 4 years. So I had to finish the library. But my sophomore year, we got a new librarian. And she found out that the previous librarian was a Harlequin romance nut and had been spending all the school's money on Harlequin books. And she said, I'm getting rid of those. And if I can't find someone to buy them, I'm just going to go burn them out back. And as a 14, 15-year-old, book burning was like an atrocity, no matter what the book was. And I'd never heard of a Harlequin romance before. So my silly little teenage mind was like, if it's a book, it needs to be read. So I read maybe 600 Harlequin romances over the course of one school year. And that probably did some mental damage for what I expected dating life to be like. Because that's not what dating life is like. Second chance around and third time's the charm, things like that. But I have a very eclectic reading history. To this day, I'm looking for a twist. I'm looking for a story that takes things new directions. Like I hate sitting down for a movie and I'm predicting the end 5 minutes into it.
And he does that all the time. It's so annoying to watch.
Boy.
So annoying.
So when I find a new writer, or I find a new movie, or I find a new creator who can give me originality and a twist, even if it's just an old trope but done a new way, that can really surprise me, that's what I'm always chasing. So I'm not really genre specific. I'm chasing the dopamine high of a new twist.
Wow. All right. I mean,
Out of
Forget
curiosity, what percentage of those Harlequin romances were actually good? Because I see them all the time, and I just kind of write them off as, oh, it's like, a paperback book. But I've always been curious, are they actually good? Or like what percentage of them?
Anymore, but
no, they're still being made.
Part of my tisms and problems is breaking things down. So I broke it down to the romance tropes. Now they have whole websites dedicated to it. But I broke it down to like 5 minutes in, I'm like, oh, this is a enemies to lovers. Oh, 10 minutes in, I'm like, this is second chance at love. This is a, the plumber with a high school education turns out to be the savant that solves all her problems. And so I think the question remains on how do you judge a book and how do you judge a genre? So, I mean, is your idea of what makes a good romance, whether it's Harlequin or other, or a good romantasy or erotica, does it fulfill the objective of the genre? In a fantasy world, your objective is to take the reader away to a new world, and for a moment, your suspension of disbelief, you see that world as the author intended it. You forget Willy Wonka's not a real guy. You forget that the sword in the castle and the evil villain that you're going to go kill is all. So in a romance, you're like 5 minutes into reading. If it's a good romance, you're like, oh my God, I hope this is it. I hope she can finally find true love. And, oh my God, I can't believe he said that and ruined the date. And, so if it drags you into it, what percent? I'd probably say about 10% of what I read, I actually was like, oh, okay, I hope one day I can fall in love like Samantha and, find my Mr. Big,
I maintain romance fiction can have the best character work sometimes in fiction. Nora Roberts, I haven't read everything that she's done, but 100% when I have opened up her books consistently, she gives good characters, good dialogue. I actually want them to like end up together, or I want to feel that tension between the people. And to April, I have a question. Urban fantasy. When I heard that, I think of the Netflix film Blight. Is that a good example of that genre, or am I mixing it up wrong?
No, that's a good example. Some of the authors that I enjoy is Laurel K. Hamilton and Jim Butcher is another one, and the Dresden
Definitely recognize
Files.
that name.
That's
Uh-huh.
that's
And
a
then
great one.
Patricia Briggs, she did the Mercy Thompson series. Really?
Not familiar with this one. I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing series. It's got every shifter in the world, and it's not spicy. And
that's key.
she actually is the daughter of Coyote, and she's a Coyote shifter, and and Coyote's the trickster god. So it's a really interesting series, the Mercy Thompson series. So those are some of my favorite urban fantasy series.
Okay.
Yeah, someone said if you want to start reading urban fantasy, obviously the one that comes up for me, at least in the neck of my neck of the woods, is Jim Butcher and the Dresden Files. But that comes up so many times, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Read Dresden.
Well, he stopped writing for a little while and started a different series, but it didn't take off, and he actually has a new Dresden Files coming out in 2026. So I'm really excited for that one.
Maybe we should get him on Suit Up the Podcast, or and I quote, right, Terrence, right? Maybe we should get him on the show.
I don't at this point. I think I've only ever had one fantasy author, so I might have to. Yeah.
Who was the fantasy author you've interviewed previously?
Terry Mancor, the Spellmonger series, and
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, just fascinating the depth of world building at this point.
That's cool. I can dig it. Yeah, it's funny because years ago I would have told you I'm only stuck in one or two genres, but now I'm kind of like reading a little bit more sci-fi and reading more fantasy now. So that's kind of opened up some doors. I'm in the process of reading Zeta 5, Path of the One by R.D. Marino, who's going to be on And I Quote in a couple of weeks. Trying to do my research, Terrence. Trying to do my research. I'm trying to be more like Terrence because he puts me to shame every time he puts on the show, puts on his podcast. So
I want to be more like Terrence in the way that I dress. You look sharp.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Those suits, man. I mean, in the words of Thunderbolt Ross, Stark, he always wears such nice suits.
I will say that the genre I do read the least of is romance, but the majority of my reading for that kind of stuff is like with manga. And and I guess to answer your question a little bit earlier, Trevor, is for me defining the good romance. Yes, you have to have the good characters, but the romance has to develop not only in a way where it's like, yeah, I can see that, but also it just makes sense that it develops that way, because you got the tropes of, you know, enemies to lovers, second love again, but then there are also like the twists and turns that happen in like the relationship. And if the twists and turns are done in such a contrived way, it just turns my brain off completely. And I've read so many romances where it's just the dumbest reasons why the couple have to break up. And you know, the only reason they're doing that is because the author thought, oh, we need to have a breakup scene here. We got, he accidentally got mud on her carpet, and that's why they have to break up or something like that. Like,
it's not about the mud. It's about how you treated me after you got the mud on the carpet.
Or one of the dumbest ones I've heard was, it's like the couple are already together at this one point, but there's this third party that's coming in trying to break them up. And literally the only reason that they want to break this couple up is like way back in their childhood, they had a puppy and the puppy died. And because the puppy died, he is now like got a hardened heart and he wants to break up all the couples because the reason is his dog died. It's
like an emotional John Wick.
I don't know. Yeah, but
okay, now we're really.
Like I've wasted
clip of the podcast.
I've read so many like mangas, and it's like I try to keep an open mind with romance, but it's just like I've read some good ones, but also I've read some ones where it's like I really don't like this, and it's just So I just don't read so much romance anymore because I've been burned so badly by so many different romances where it gets to the end, it's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, here's another thing that happens in romance novels is that when they break up or someone, you know, steps out on them and they cheat on it, there's an affair that happens in between the second and the third act of the book. They always bring up the same excuse. We were on a break. You know?
Right.
Easy there,
Thank you for
Ross.
taking it there. I was thinking about that as you described him. Like, this better end in
all
a friend's
romance
reference.
stuff. I'm hearing all these different iterations of romantasy or romance, and I'm thinking to myself, why can't you just tell him the same thing that Ross did? We were on a break.
Let me tell you something.
Break one more time, I'm going to break up with you.
My wife and I are actually rewatching Friends because that's just what we do.
That's what
we're
lovely
basic white
couples do,
people,
right?
And so we just got to that episode, and both of us are like, we've put such an effort into like communication that watching that series of episodes leading up to it, we're just like, oh gosh, if only like just a relationship counselor could have been, you know, around them. I feel like all the problems could have been solved.
He was
a
on
5-minute conversation and all the problems could have been solved.
5 minutes.
Exactly.
5 minutes could have
Isn't
solved
that
all
the
of their
solution
problems.
to most books, most stories, most Shakespeare plays? Is all it takes is 5 minutes of clear communication, and there'd be no story.
I've seen posts like that where it's like, what movie would have ended in 10 minutes had the characters had like a 10-minute conversation? Like, what movie would have ended immediately?
Harold and Kumar.
Maybe Die Hard would have ended in 10 minutes. If John McClane and what's her name, Holly Gennaro, or you know. So I saw you change your name. Why'd you do that? It's a Japanese company, okay? They wouldn't have taken me if I were. And I'm like, no, you're married to me, Holly. You're married to me. You can't just change your name like that. We didn't even divorce yet. Which I know is not the exact quote from the original Die Hard, but I'm just paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing.
Okay.
Sorry, April. I know that I need to get my quote right. I'm sorry, but that one I just
Well,
had
I
to
mean, you know,
paraphrase.
that's my favorite Christmas movie, and
Isn't
that's
your favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah, that's
a great
in
Christmas
2
movie.
months that I'm gonna have to watch.
It's not
that.
Christmas until Hans Gruber is falling 32 stories down from the Nakatomi Plaza.
Absolutely.
Does anyone else have the advent calendar of him falling? Does anyone have the advent calendar?
I don't have it, but I want it.
Yeah, well, why don't you? It's on Amazon.
I know.
You can get it. Terrence, do you have that? Do you have that advent calendar where it's Hans just falling one floor after the other, leading up to the holiday season?
No, I want the Godzilla advent calendar.
Gojira. Because you're a kaiju. Yeah, you're a massive kaiju fan, man.
Godzilla.
You wear
fan.
such nice suits, but you're masquerading as a kaiju fan.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you can be a well-dressed kaiju fan.
He is because
No
he
reason
loves. I mean, what's your? Well, let me ask you this: what's your favorite
Title
Godzilla
for a
movie?
new story: The Well-Dressed Kaiju.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron, please write this. Please write this.
The kaiju comes out of the ocean with just a 3-piece
double-breasted.
Yes,
Double-breasted.
absolutely.
Mhm. Can you write that?
Like
for
a
us,
like a
Aaron?
Japanese salaryman, he rises up with a tie around his neck and a suitcase in his
Okay.
hand.
Yes.
I love it.
I'll figure it out.
Coming soon from Terrence Leahy in 2026. Stay tuned. Also, for anyone's wondering, what are these people talking about? All these references about monsters and romance and romance, and we were on a break every season of Friends. This is the writer showcase, not the quote along to Friends. But don't forget to like and share. If you have any questions for our lovely group of panelists, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. If you're watching us live on the replay, thank you so much for doing that. So, Brian, how do you interact with your fans? Is it mostly on social media? Is it a combination of both social media and in-person events? How do you do it?
Mostly, it's basically all on social media or through email. Because unfortunately, right now, with the way that my health is, I'm not able to go to shows. My wife, because she's my partner in our our publishing company. She takes care of all the show stuff right now. But yeah, I mean, mostly just interacting, on social media. I have a monthly newsletter that I send out, and just, discussing topics in those spaces, and just, Facebook Messenger. It's really cool actually here lately, because, this year we released Memoirs of an Angel, The Gray Pilgrim, and we fulfilled it off on Kickstarter and put it out, sent it out to everybody around April, May, and some folks have been getting to it in their TBRs now, and I'm starting to get a lot of feedback just through Messenger, and I love that aspect of it. Like, I feel like at this level as an author, I don't have to go through like a publisher. I'm not so big that I'm in, thousands of bookstores and can't, interact with my readers. I love hearing their feedback, good, bad, everything. I just find it interesting. And I don't know, there's a community aspect that you get, I think, that is just really fun. That, a lot of my readers either start off as or become, just through conversation, become friends, and I think that's really special. I really like that. It makes it more of an intimate experience, and social media and email, those are the two primary ways.
Rock on, man, and congrats on Memoirs of an Angel, The Great Pilgrim.
Thanks. Yeah, it's we just burned through the first order of inventory. We just had to order more, so yeah, it's been really good ride this year.
We just witnessed a beautiful thing. It's great. Very happy for you, brother. Happy to support you in that Kickstarter too. That was fun.
Yes.
Seeing my name in the back of the book, I'm like, wow, I'm famous now. No, I'm not.
Look at it. It's there.
I did see it. Like, I literally was looking at the book today because I knew you were going to be on the show. I want to make sure my facts were straight, which they are. And it says, thank you to all our backers through the Kickstarter campaign. And it has like a cajillion names, but I had to look through and I was like, oh, Ryan Permison's right there. Booyah. There he is. So yeah, happy to support you, brother. Wish you nothing but success.
Thank you very much.
100%. And if you're a fan of Exorcist meets Lord of the Rings, Memoirs of an Angel, The Great Pilgrim is for you. So
talk about dark fantasy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Dark fantasy that does not have romance in it.
There's no romance, Heather.
Yeah.
No romance. No
romance.
No. You can read it and enjoy it. I believe that you all will. What about you, Trevor and April? I mean, you live in the magical world of Costa Rica, so I take it your interactions are with your millions of adoring fans on social media?
Yes, social media, email, and we also put out a newsletter every month, and we really enjoy getting feedback, same as Brian, about what people think. And it's nice when we get an ad, because we do Facebook ads, and we get an ad out there that gets a lot of social proof of people saying, oh, I read all 3 and it was fantastic, and all of that. That's a lot of fun.
Demanding the next one.
Demanding the next one.
We just recently started a Patreon. So one of our writing challenges is, while we're writing our novels, we try to put out at least 1 or 2 short stories a month, and we put them out on our Patreon for a week or 2 ahead of time. So we encourage our fans to be Patreon members, so they get to see our short stories before they end up on Amazon before they're available to the general public. And at some point, they will become combined into an anthology, and then that will be available to our fans on Patreon before they go to Amazon. And that's a great spot for us to get feedback on short stories that could become part of a larger piece. Will this short story grow up to become a novel, or become a prelude or a prequel to a novel? Or is there some piece or some aspect of one of our works? Because we write an interconnected world, fantasy world, is there some piece of it that you're incredibly curious about that could grow? So yeah, between Patreon and our website, blog, and our social media, you're always hoping that the fans will gather in mass and share with you what's really lighting them up.
Great stuff. Yeah, Patreon's really, really a big deal nowadays. It's everywhere. Anybody who's anybody's got a Patreon. Not that that's a bad thing. It's a great way to bring in new readers, new audience members, reach more kind folks out there. And just, Patreon's got a lot of good perks too. Like, my gosh, I've seen some of the Patreons on social media, and I'm thinking to myself, if only I had more coin. If only I didn't have to do the adulting things like paying bills every month, because everyone hates that, right? Am I right, folks? We hate it. I dread it. When the 1st and 15th of every month comes up, it's like, bills are due. I'm like, no.
What do you mean every month?
Every month, Heather, every month. I'm sorry to say, but the adulting process it's not very, very fun for me. It's not very, very good. But we got to do it sometime or another. It's got to happen at some point. But hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What about you, Heather? How do you interact with your fans? Have you done a lot of interacting with them in events that you're tabling at, or is it on social media?
It's pretty much just social media. I have a very small following and probably even smaller fan base. I don't even know if I have a small fan base at this point. I just have
You got us, don't you? You got us?
Well, yeah, I got you guys, but that guy would bring my fan base up to 10 members. But I do most of it through X. I'm most active on there. And that's where I answer questions about what's going on. That's where I post updates on when the next book is coming out. And yeah, that's the short answer of it. I don't think I even have enough to even bother with a Patreon. I don't have one. It sounds nice in theory, but it seems like something that's worth it if you have a bigger fan base.
Fair enough. Well, we hope to grow your fan base by 20% in the next 2 minutes. So
I will add, if I may, Heather. I think a couple things. One, just to encourage you and all of us here, that statistically speaking, the fact that we are all active, have books out, is like an anomaly to most people. So even if you only have a dozen or so readers at the moment, you're way ahead of the curve of people who wished they could be where you are.
Yeah, I do keep that in mind, that it's actually abnormal for the average person to sit down and actually write a book or write a comic,
let alone
book
get something published like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen every
not
day.
Just abnormal, highly unlikely that
Yeah,
it would
it's
actually
rare.
come to fruition.
How does that quote go? That it's not so much the people who are the best at it, but it's the people who just keep going at it are the ones who really make it big.
Ooh,
I forget how does
Sure.
that quote go? I forget how it goes.
I don't know how it goes, but I've heard a version of that, and I love it. I absolutely agree with it.
I wonder where that came from. Now you got me curious.
Because it's like it came from somewhere and I butchered it horribly, but it's like I don't know the exact wording and I don't know who said it.
Yeah. And honestly, I think there's a really good pacing, like to know where you're at with your readers, because I think a lot of people can jump the gun, especially because like we've mostly been funding through Kickstarter since 2018, but we took like a year or two of just research and building a fan base and waiting until we were at a place where we knew, okay, these boxes are checked, it's time to do this now. And I think, holding off on doing a Patreon for right now, I think that shows that you're realistic and where you're at, and it's a goal that you can have if you want to do it. You don't have to. I mean, I mean, I have one. I think a lot of people do, but like we didn't, we worked for a couple years before we launched on Kickstarter. And because we put that work in and we didn't jump the gun there, it became successful. So I think knowing where you're at and realizing, okay, I'm not there yet. That's something that I need to get to eventually. But right now I'm going to focus on the people that are paying attention and really investing in this group that are reading. I think that's huge. That's important. And that shows like a lot of just wisdom in what you're doing. So kudos.
She's wise beyond her years. Yeah.
Well, something I've quickly discovered about being a writer is, in a certain way, as much as we sometimes will bitch about it, the writing is actually the easy part.
Mm-hmm.
But
100%.
Yes.
And all the other things that make it difficult to be a writer is finding an audience, cultivating the audience, getting your stuff out there, getting people to notice that it's out there, advertising yourself. It's so complicated, and it's like, I thought worrying about where to put a comma in a sentence was hard, but now I'm like, but now it's like, how am I supposed to get the word out? Do I just post it on the internet and pray that someone is going to see it?
Yeah, and especially if you don't have like a ton of backing to pour money into it for the marketing aspect of it, right? Because that is the hardest part. It's getting your work out there, because we are all basically competing with 3 million things that are trying to gain people's attention. And so the fact that you have 10 people that are reading your work is huge, because there's a million other things they could be doing. So it's one of those things where it's like,
grateful. Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like,
gratitude's a big thing.
Celebrate your wins, be excited about them, and then have a goal to do something else. But you're right, that good grief, the marketing is the hardest part of all of it.
Yeah, that's why people always call me and be like, "Yo, Ryan, I need you to be the hype man on this, because I don't know what the frack I'm doing." I'm like, "Yes, sir, I can do it." Yeah. No, listen. And people have compared me to the Marvel character Rick Jones from the Incredible Hulk run. So they're like, "You're the most," because I get. And by the way, this is a true story. Stormgate Press's own Charles F. Millhouse came to me one day and he's like, "Ryan, you are the Rick Jones of the indie world, honest to God." And I'll tell you why. Because you support people like no other. Like you're so. And by the way, I'm not trying to put myself on a high horse here. I'm just telling you what he said. He's like, you support people, you're always there, you're sharing stuff out, you're getting people on your show, you're building a listenership, you're building a viewership, and look what you're doing. So he's always been grateful for me, like, because I always play his Stormgate Press ads. Every show I do my best to play his ad. I play Terrence's ad for Mitch Mayhew. He's got his own little set of adventures over there, Mitch Mayhew. Heather was on Freewheeling Fridays a couple weeks ago. That was a lot of fun. It went in a million different directions that night, Heather, but it's all good. It really did. Brian Robin, you've been on with us like what, 5, 6, 7, 8 times now?
Something like that, yeah.
You've been very, very good to me. So, I do my best to support us. Maybe I can't support everybody at all times because I'm not, I'm not the be all end all. I'm not Odin's son. I'm not Thor. But, I do what I can when I can, and I enjoy doing it, because if I like your story, if basically in the words of salesmanship, if I buy what you're selling, that means you're very, very good and you're impressive. So, I'll plug it. I'll plug as many people as I can. I'm going to need a much, much bigger surge protector like Clark Griswold does in that little indie film called Christmas Vacation. I'm going to need to put those plugs together, get all the lights going, and steal everybody's power. But still,
as long as you sing "Joy to the World" before you do it,
yes,
we're good.
Yeah. Yes, and do the drum roll, please. Drum roll. Yeah, exactly. Get everyone around me to do the drum roll. Anybody remember that scene? Yeah, you do.
Yep.
Holiday tradition, folks. Holiday tradition. If you haven't seen it before, look it up. It's good stuff. Brian, if you had told me I would have been writing stories 5 years ago, I would have said you were nuts.
But look at you now.
I know. I got I got Wolf of the West and this bad boy out now. So there you go. And it's anthology too. So I'm with a group of other great writers. It's not just myself. It's a group of people, and that's the best thing about writing. Is teamwork makes the dream work, because it's not just me doing it. It's not. It's It's all the people around you.
Yeah, when you can get a good collaboration going, it's phenomenal. Right now, I'm the project that we're releasing in chapter form, or just, chapter by chapter each week on Patreon. I have the privilege of teaming up with award-winning writers Brian K. Morris and Clyde Hall, and for a story called The Mysterious Adventures of Eula McDowell. It's fun, but this collaboration has been a blast. I've loved it, and when you can find really good collaborators that you work well with, it's great. It's like the best group project ever.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about you, Terrence? How do you interact with your millions of adoring fans of being the world's best not so secret agent / writer?
I'm most active just on Instagram. For whatever reason, I've never done well at the text only, like on X, Blue Sky. I think I logged into Mastodon once just to get the @TLayhue saved, and then that's it. Don't even get me started on how bad TikTok went. But really, just some social media stuff. I did a different podcast long before Suit Up called The Intellectual Agrarian, where I talked agriculture things. And there was one in-person event I went to for someone else's thing. And I was talking to the guy that hosted the conference, and thundering across like 4 chairs, this guy comes up to me and goes, "You're the Intellectual Agrarian, aren't you?" And that is to date my only in-person fan experience, but it was so worth it.
Interesting. Agriculture. Wow. Okay.
I'm a man of many hidden talents.
I was gonna say, bro, like you're a man of you got a lot of interesting, fun facts about you. First, you tell me you're a kaiju fan who wears ridiculously good-looking business suits, and now you're telling me that you did a podcast about agriculture before Suit Up the podcast was a thing. So I'm thinking to myself, where's this guy been? What is going on?
Next, Terrence is going to be like, I also am a hitman. So
he does have the red tie of that character from the video game series Hitman.
Yeah,
so
just gotta shave your head and you're there, man.
He's this close. He's this close. Next thing, because honestly, I think the next thing is going to happen for him, Brian, is that Terrence is going to end up in either the next John Wick movie because of how good he looks.
I like it.
Not as assassin who gets killed by John. By the way, you're going to be one of his like partners who's working with.
Oh, thank you.
Not getting.
You're
killed.
like the guy
I would
that's
happily
like
be a manager of the Continental. Like
there you go.
Yeah. Be the next Winston.
I can be a Winston. I can wear the nice.
Can you do the deep voice like Ian McShane though?
Oh,
let me in the morning before coffee. Let me gargle it for a minute, and then we can see how deep I can get my voice.
Okay, I'm just wondering if you could pull the Ian McShane-isms off because he's such a great character actor. If anyone doesn't know who Ian McShane is, look up his filmography. It's fantastic.
His episode on Magnum PI remains one of my favorite.
Really?
Couldn't tell you what happened.
I need to watch that show.
I've heard
Ian
so many good things about Magnum.
Hot Ian McShane is in Magnum PI, and I was like, wow, okay.
I need to research this now because I've seen 1 or 2 episodes of Magnum PI. That's the Selleck one, not the remake. But yeah, because I don't know. But anyway, it's good.
Wait,
it's not bad.
Remake?
There was a remake. Dude, there's been a remake of PI, Hawaii Five-0,
I know.
MacGyver. There's been everything.
There's a remake of everything now.
Everything's being remade. Isn't that sad?
And the only
not
good
always.
Version of that
Sometimes
was
it's
Zorro.
really good.
What was that, Terrence?
I said the only good version of that was the Mask of Zorro.
Ooh, yes,
baby. Yeah, then we did a 25-year anniversary watch along for that a couple years ago with our good friend Bobby Nash, great indie writer out there. If you don't know who Bobby is, look up BobbyNash.com. He's a good friend of ours. But all my interactions because of this podcast, I do everything through social media. I mean, I go to conventions, but they never bring up because my short story just came out a couple months ago, so it's like it's new. But my interactions with my not so millions of fans out there, no, it's been good. I enjoyed. I got a kick out of it. What can I tell you? Writers still here. Don't forget to like and share if you got any questions for the panel. Just in the comments down below. Gee willikers. Heather, what advice would you give to aspiring writers out there?
I've mentioned this before, and this is particularly if you are just starting out and you have not done any like publishing work yet. Keep at it, but don't quit your day job just yet, because it is a slog to actually like not only get your work done, but actually, doing the business side of it. And sometimes it takes a little while for people to realize you're there. So you still need to support yourself at the end of the day. You still need to make sure the lights are on. You still need to make sure you got food in the fridge. So when you're like just starting out, do not quit your day job just yet. I know it sucks. I know it takes away from your writing time, but you need to take care of yourself so you can continue to take care of your art.
Where's the meme when you need it? She's
That
right.
is huge.
Because I've heard so many nightmare stories of people who have the dream and then they quit their job to go after their dream, and then months later they have to go back and get like a Burger King job because yeah, it's sad to hear, but that's why I keep preaching that, because yeah, it takes a lot of time.
She's not wrong. Brian, you want to piggyback off of that one? What advice
I
would you
would
give
love
aspiring
to.
writers?
The best piece of advice that I've ever been given when I first started out in 2015 was utilize your day job to pay for your dream career. And that's what I did and I mean, now I'm in a position where, because I'm on disability, I can basically, write as much as I want. And so that kind of cut out the day job part. But up until that, I was rocking the day job, working days and coming home and work. And I had specific days throughout the week where basically I was working 2 40-hour jobs, but I was able to. And it was, awesome. I had a day job that I really enjoyed. I came home and I, was able to lock into to creating comics and then eventually novels. But that was the best advice I was ever given was just, don't quit your day job, utilize it and look at it not as something that, you hate and takes you away from what you love doing. Utilize it as a tool to pay for the resources and the time and the freedom to then create as much as you can. Give yourself enough time to rest, but fill that extra time with the passion that you have to write. And I would also say, don't wait for someone to give you permission to publish. Um, Start writing, start putting it out there. There's a lot of free tools that you can use to do it all on your own. Send it out there. If you're low on funds, there's tools that aren't perfect, but they're good, like Grammarly or things like that can help you edit, and put the book out there on KDP or whatever it is, and just do it. Go do it, because too many people wait and then the day never comes. So just write and put it out there and tell people about it.
Kind of like pulling a Nike. Just do it.
Exactly.
Or in the maniacal villain voice of Palpatine. Do it. Sorry. Kill him now. Do it. Anyway, Anyway, we'll get into that later. Trevor and April, you wonderful folks. What advice would you give to aspiring writers out there? What do you think?
So what I find, and I'm going to piggyback off of Brian there, what I find with new writers is they get stuck in the phase that it has to be absolutely 100% perfect before they put it out there. And they will edit and re-edit and send it to the editor and then go over it again and rewrite parts. And then it's a block. It's a stopping point for them not to actually publish. And I find, they're just terrified. And I find that happens very often. I also agree with don't quit your day job. There's a Facebook group called 20 Books to 50K. And they said that you need a backlog. You're not going to make it off of your very first book. You're probably not going to make it off your first 3 books. You need a backlog for read-throughs in order for you to make that income that you're looking for to be a full-time writer. And they talk about 20 books to get there. So, if you just need $25,000 a year, 10 books should get you there, but it's going to take you working that to do that.
Good points. What about you, Trevor?
Everybody is going to have advice on technique and how to get there. As a writer, a personal thing about yourself you need to change and accept is grow a thicker skin, accept criticism, learn how to weigh it, and improve your writing from that. So write something and put it out eventually. I mean, work on it, but get it out and don't let that be what stops you. But when the criticisms come, whether it's from your editor or the first beta reader or ARC reader, have a thick enough skin to hear it, not take it personal, accept that it's an opinion and see for yourself if it's something you can use to improve. But you got to grow a thicker skin. And this is something myself I need to work on, because I don't take criticism very well. Luckily, I've got a spouse that can give it to me anytime, all the time, just whenever I need to be criticized. It's there for me, free of charge. I don't even have to ask for it. It just shows up. So, but as a writer, don't take it personal, grow a thicker skin, and accept criticism so that you can move forward. Don't let that stop you. Being a writer is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, totally understand where you're coming from. Yeah, and just something I want to bring up real quick before I jump things over to the next panelist. One of the things I would say to people is, if you have an idea for a story, even if it's the smallest detail, write it down. Write it down. I'm dead serious. Put it in your phone as a note in your notes app, which is available on all phones, I believe. Write it down on a sheet of paper. Write it down on. Yeah, something going old school like this, or I got these little notebooks that I was inspired to get from our good friend Luke Goodish. These little bad boys right here that you can stick in your back pocket. Anytime an idea comes to you, get your pen out, get this handy dandy notebook. There's your sound effect from the 90s, and write it down. Write it down, because you never know when that idea or that little detail it's gonna be useful at some point. It is, whether it's in the story you're in the process of writing now or something you're gonna write somewhere down the line, right? Like, I got ideas for a couple of different stories, but I'm not gonna remember it unless I've written it down, because I don't know if anyone's heard the statistics on this, but you're more than likely to remember something if you actually physically write it down and not just type it up on a computer screen. Sorry to you techie folks.
I think it was Stephen King who said, "Don't keep a journal. It's like a it's like a testament to all your failed ideas." And I remember hearing that tip, and I'm like, that is actually a terrible piece of writing advice.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I have to write like an outline of a story first before I go on to write it. And yeah, I journal it. I'm like, why is that a bad thing? But then again, this is Stephen King. He just bangs it all out in one go. That's his writing process. And it's like, you know what? That's a writing process, fine. But don't tell other people that keeping a journal is a bad idea, because some people will need it.
All of my books have come from my notes. Like, that's where I write and pull from. So like, when I get in the zone, when I'm actually writing, there's some free flow that happens, but I'm that kind of writer that has the sticky notes with the red twine going on. Like, that's what my Google Docs look like.
So you're like Charlie Day on It's Sunny in Philadelphia.
Absolutely. If you just look. So yeah, no, that's my process. And so I completely disagree with Stephen King on that, which is
he's been wrong on a couple of things, hasn't he?
He's been right on more things than I'll ever be, though. But I mean, I don't agree with that part for sure.
No, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, is what it is. I hear you.
I would also like to add to what Trevor said really quick. I think absolutely agree with you, Trevor, on just having thick skin, but also know the difference between criticism and bullying, because that happens. So don't ever seek advice from someone that I don't know, don't accept criticism from someone you wouldn't seek advice from. Right? So like, don't, like if it seems more like a personal attack, and that's always what's happening with this, maybe that person isn't the right person to accept that criticism from. And that takes some time and process to learn the difference. But I mean, I've been more bullied in the past by someone who was criticizing my work. And there's a difference. There's a huge difference. When it seems more like a personal attack, shut that down and move to someone who can give you constructive criticism.
Right.
Someone who can come in and say, okay, this is what you did good. This is not what you need to grow in these areas, and listen to that. But if someone just comes at you and is, basically trashing your work, that's not criticism. That's not helpful criticism. That's bullying. And there is a huge difference.
Yeah. 100%, 100%. And with social media and how big it is now, like cyberbullying is everywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Let's, and I've said this before on other shows, Brian, but I'll say it again. I think it needs repeating at times. Build each other up, not tear each other down. So let's, let's try to do that, right? Right, folks? Come on. Let's have a sunshine and rainbows. Anyway.
All right, let's all hold hands.
Yeah. Let's make some s'mores. No, you want to s'more. You're killing me, Smalls. And exactly. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate it. Geez, so many references. Where are these all coming from? Terrence, what advice would you give to aspiring writers out there, gentlemen, or young sir? What do you think? You're muted, by the way. Can't hear you.
Oh,
no. That's
there
what goes to show. I don't want to hear like my heavy breathing or coughing or phlegm noise, and
that helps.
Mute myself. The first thing I do is give them 2 books: "Real Artists Don't Starve" by Jeff Goins and "Perennial Seller" by Ryan Holiday. I think that as a pairing, they're 2 of the best books on just being the creative and living a creative life and creating something that you want to endure. So those are the first things I do. My main piece of advice is the advice that I got, which is know what you want to write and the writing will be easier. When you sit down to keyboard and you have no idea where you're going, you're just going to let spontaneously combust. There are some people and some writers for whom that works. The greater majority of people, it doesn't. So actually knowing what you want to write, whether that's having an outline or having some strategy, that's going to be the easiest thing to get from idea to completed book.
I never heard of those 2 books before. You're going to have to drop some Amazon links in our Discord or somewhere in the chat, maybe, for us to dig those up, because I've never heard of those before.
Fantastic books. Ryan Holiday was... At this point, he's written a bunch of books on Stoicism, but he got his bones marketing and being a book marketer specifically. So the whole premise is creating creative work that endures, with the idea that there are some books, especially, that have lasted the test of time. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Phantom of the Opera, like pick any classic, Tale of Two Cities. These books, The Odyssey. Some of these are things that time has just favored for a variety of reasons. Do everything you can to make your book something that is favored by that mechanism of time. And he gives you sound strategies for trying to do that, whether it's the actual process of creating the product or also the marketing of the product, positioning the product.
I'm reminded by that one clip from Phineas and Ferb, where I think it was Phineas who said, yeah, you can't just judge a book by its cover. And the next it cuts to Candace with a bunch of books in front of her being like, boring, stupid, pretentious, and this one's kind of interesting. And the mom is like, wow, that's great input on books that you've never read before. And she's like, come on, Mom. The book covers are there for you to judge it. Why did you pick out these books? Well, I thought they looked interesting. So...
As is so often, Phineas and Ferb is a great fount of wisdom.
Absolutely.
Life.
Heather, you would make a great cartoon narrator.
Can we do that? Let's make her the narrator. Let's make her a voiceover.
Seriously, her voice is like amazing for cartoon narration.
I know, Heather, you're kind of pull off a Robin Williams. Oh, yes, I do voices. What do you mean you do voices?
I mean, this is just kind of how my voice naturally sounds like. I've never done any voice work, but it's...
Well, I think you should
look
consider
into it. I think you do great.
See, Trevor, I would say, April, all of us here in the roundtable, we think you should be a voiceover artist.
And I would say, Heather, if you're seriously considering it, I know a couple people that are in voice acting, the voice acting industry, so they can help if you ever really consider that, because you do have a natural voice for it.
All right, I guess I'll look into it then. Maybe I'll be a better voice.
Create your own book, dude.
You good?
You know, if they ever ask me, I wouldn't mind narrating a children's book. You know, Maybe some childhood classics if they ever get remastered or something. Like I'm happy to do it. And I'm Brian, I said this to you for years. If you ever need me to do some, voiceover, narration, or whatever for your, the cosmic wheel is always turning, which I don't understand what that means yet. But still, no, I'm kidding. I read your newsletter.
Read the book.
Read the book. Yeah, you'll understand it better later. No, seriously, if anyone ever needs me to do voiceover, just let me know. Happy to do it because you're all you. I want to be like you peoples. And you people have been very, very good to me. So, the best thing we can do is give back. That's what we can do around here. That's what I'm trying to say. Not to put myself on a high horse here. But, did everyone answer the
I think we did. Yeah.
I think we did.
I think
Great.
so.
Wonderful. Because for a minute there, I'm like, we're not off the rails again. Are we, Heather, because of you? No, it's fine. Phineas took us off the rails.
I just have that effect on people.
I know. Seriously, you're beginning a pattern here, and it's disturbing to me. But Heather, favorite character or characters you've written thus far? Favorite character or characters you've written?
So one of my projects that I'm working on right now is a comic book series called Next Evolution, and there's this one character. He is like the friend / the hacker who is joining forces with the main character named Julian. And for me, he's so much fun to write because he's just got like an attitude. Like he's snarky. He does like to swear a lot, and he's just fun for me to write because he's both taking everything seriously, but also not taking anything seriously at all. And sometimes he'll just be like got off doing his own thing while he's researching into the big corporation that they're trying to take down, because he'll give himself little side quests to do. And I try to add that in as much as I can that makes sense for it to be added in to the story. But yeah, I think I do like writing Julian the best.
All right. Because when you said Julian, I was almost thinking of this little scene where he says, "I'm your brother, Julius." Anyway.
There's this one little throwaway panel where Julian is explaining a few things about like one of the. It's a bit of a long story, but he's explaining something to Skylar of how he's going to hack into the big corporation, and Skylar's leaning over his shoulder to see what he's talking about, and she's like, "Oh, so you're just going to like do a little catfishing thing with it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "What on earth is the great dong improvement?" Or I forget exactly what it was. And he's like, "I'll have my revenge," because it's a little gag of his where if a restaurant messes up his food order, he's going to use his connections on like on the dark web to try and find ways to get back at them. And he tries not to go too far, but he'll do it in like really silly ways to sabotage them.
Yikes. Okay. Dark webs, I see.
He is a hacker.
Yeah. We all know how that worked out with all the movies they've made about hacking, which is terrible. Minus the indie film from 1995, The Net, with that girl from the bus. That was a great movie. Great film, underrated. If you've never seen it before, get on it, son. Sandra Bullock in her prime.
With that girl from the
bus.
Because it's a line from the greatest sitcom of all time, Brian. It's Seinfeld.
It's just so funny. I forgot all about that.
Is no longer with us. Jerry Stiller looks at George and says, 2 months ago, I saw a provocative movie on cable TV. It was called The Net, that girl from the bus. He's referring to Sandra Bullock from Speed.
Oh, I need to watch Seinfeld again.
Get on it, man.
I love
it's
it.
The best. It's. I know Terrence may defend a certain other sitcom over it, but still, Seinfeld's the cream of the crop, man. It just is. It's that good. It's just that good. Speaking of which, Brian, favorite character or characters you've written so far that have nothing to do with sitcoms?
Right. I feel like I should probably pick a character from Memoirs of an Angel, but I think I have to go with I did/continuing to do a comic book series called The Nebulizer. I have horrible asthma, which is the main reason that I'm on disability right now. And in 2020, I created a character called the Nebulizer. and it takes place. It's a character named, his name's Connor, and he's had the worst case of childhood asthma in known to mankind, and so he gets this nebulizer suit so he can go out and breathe and all this stuff, and the world ends up going to hell basically, and there's a post-apocalyptic event that happen, or there is an apocalyptic event that happens, and all the allergens in the world they bond with humans and they become big huge monster mutants. Anyway, the character of Connor is basically me, and I think for me, that writing that character has really provided some therapeutic release to just kind of deal with. I've had asthma my whole life, and I also wrote and drew the comic to help kids with asthma just have a hero that they can relate to on that level, because you think about like Daredevil, like, oh, it's cool, like he's known for what he can't do, he's blind, and Connor is a very similar kind of character. I mean, without his suit he would literally die, he would fall apart, because he can't breathe the air, and he needs constant medication in his system, and his suit is also has an AI personality named the actual name is Albuterol 1, but he calls him Albie. And the back and forth banter between the two is some of the most fun I've ever had writing in my entire life. And I relate to Connor so much on great levels. And like I said, it's so personal. And it just, the determination that he has to overcome his surroundings, to overcome, his own just suffering, his own suffering, and loneliness and isolation, to still persevere, get out there and be able to shoot allergen monsters in the face is a dream come true for me to write.
Rock on, man. That's great. No, that's great. That's awesome stuff. It really, really is. Well done, good sir. Elementary, my dear Watson. Trevor, Trevor and April coming to us live from Costa Rica. Favorite character or characters you've written so far? Anything come to mind?
I'll let you go first.
No, you go first.
So in my Blood of Orc series, there's a Fae character named Nissa, and she is a lot of fun to write for. She's writing for a Fae character and trying to embody that whimsical, but still a little like she doesn't understand human emotions, is very interesting and very fun for me to write.
She's irreverent.
She's very irreverent, and
really? Okay.
yeah, reverent, and just so much fun. She's always getting in trouble, of course, because she's the rogue, and she jumps before she thinks, and so she gets herself in some sticky situations, and it's a lot of fun to write for her.
Awesome sauce. What about you, Trevor?
My favorite character to write for hasn't actually walked onto the page yet. My world, fantasy world, has 7 greater gods, and they all embody a different alignment. And the god of madmen, travelers, bards, and chaos is Nuntil. And his mythology, along with all the other gods, has worked its way into different stories here and there. And I'm looking forward to when he gets to showboat, because he's like if Robin Williams became the next Loki. So all the other gods have their little categories that they fit into nice and neatly. And because he's a god of chaos, he doesn't really fit in anything evenly. And his greatest pleasure is driving the other gods crazy. And one of the tales of mythology for him is he spent 1,000 years as a chair just so that the other gods would have to talk to the furniture. And he would often leave the room, then leave a regular chair in its place, knowing the other gods would end up talking to the furniture because he found it amusing. Other gods would throw swords and shields and magical weaponry onto the world for their heroes, and he threw a magical fish that talked, and that was his god benefit to the world. So he's a little piece of mythology that keeps finding its way into different stories, and I'm looking forward to when he actually gets to take center stage. But right now he's a blast, and anybody who follows him is a Loki-like character, just comic relief, walks on, spits out a little bit of wisdom, and then walks off with somebody's toilet paper stuck to the bottom of his shoe kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to when he comes on stage. But right now he's in the East Wing eating the crackers and making jokes.
Hey, look at the bright side. At least it's not walking into the West Wing because you're not supposed to go in there, you know?
It sounds like a high fantasy version of Silent Bob. He's there to cause chaos, and then every once in a while he'll say like a nugget of wisdom. And I love those kind of characters.
Where's Kevin Smith when you need him? Can we get him on the show? That'd be a nice guest to have.
If you ever get Kevin Smith on the show, I will gladly be on here with you as a co-host.
Yeah,
just so you know.
Brian Robbins going to be the co-host of that episode of And I Could Be sitting center stage while I'm just off to the side giving him P's and Q's. Yo, Brian, ask Kevin about this.
Absolutely.
Ask Kevin about that scene in Clerks about the Death Star being built and then Return of the Jedi.
I won't even need notes. I have too many things to say.
Dude, Clerks is still a good comedy, I'm telling you. It's so good.
Absolutely.
Man. Yeah. I'm not even supposed to be here today. Anyway, doesn't anyone feel like that when they go to their job every day? I'm not even supposed to be here today. No, we're not. Terrence, favorite character or characters you've written so far? And is one of them a secret agent man?
No. Although that, never mind. Not gonna go down that character rabbit hole.
Okay. It's okay.
Mitch Mayhew is currently my favorite character to write. He is a pilot set in post World War I, the Roaring 20s. This character came together when I asked myself, what would Cary Grant be like as Han Solo? And that is what became the slightly roguish, slightly selfish, but ultimately good-hearted Mitch Mayhew.
That's good stuff, man. And correct me if I'm wrong. This is the new one, isn't it?
It is indeed. Diamonds in Denver, a Mitch Mayhew story, came out on the 21st. So still fresh, still new, still shiny.
I like that cover art too.
That cover looks pretty darn good, doesn't it? Look at that.
It looks like one of the old pulp covers, except it's more in black and white instead of like the gorgeous paintings that they did back in the day.
Absolutely.
This is a slight tangent, but I want to bring back that era of cover design where it was like the book, and then it had almost like that etching of the characters or the scene on it with a couple of different colors for like the bush and the shrub, and then the hunter standing there with his gun or something like that. A lot of vintage books from like the 1900s, which I'm aware technically was not that long ago, had that kind of cover, and I think it'll be cool to try to mimic some of that with some of the Mitch Mayhew stuff.
Well, congratulations on that, man. Yeah, definitely. It's true. I did order a copy of Diamonds in Denver. I just got an email alert saying it's been shipped. It'll be here tomorrow. So don't worry. I'll take a picture for you, Terrence. I'll tag you on social media so you can share with your 2.5 million adoring fans out there. It's all good. And speaking of fantasy, we took a poll on social media, and it was a choice between Another Try by Gene Kuhn or Red Rising by
Red Rising.
Yeah. So I put I forget who wrote Red. Is it Pierce Brown? I think his name is.
Yes, I think so.
Pierce Power. I forget. Why is this not coming to me? It bothers me so much. It's in my memos here. Hold on. The gentleman who wrote Red Rising.
Pierce Brown. You were right.
Yeah, Pierce Brown. Yeah. So I put a vote on social. I'm like, guys, which book should I get? This one or the other one? And Terrence was like, I'm a bit biased. I'm going to say Another Try. And then everybody else said, you have to read Red Rising. You have to read Red Rising. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Why not both?
Here's the thing, Terrence. It was either get Another Try and Red Rising, or get Red Rising and Diamonds in Denver.
I mean, in that case, I totally understand. You made the correct call. Sorry, Gene.
It was either Diamonds Are Forever, Diamonds in Denver, or was I going to get Another Try by Gene Kuhn and not get Terrence's new book? So I want to support.
You have a lovely singing voice.
This is my brother right here. I got to support him.
I want like the the Weird Al Yankovic version of Diamonds Are Forever, but Diamonds in Denver. Please, can we start that production now?
In
Get the
Polka.
campaign.
Yes.
Can we make that happen, Brian?
I mean, if I had the power to do so, it would already be done, my friend.
Yeah. He's doing shows too. Weird Al Yankovic does Comic-Cons now, so.
Oh, does he? That's awesome.
He does. Yeah, I've seen him at one or two of them, and I was like, "Holy cow, Weird Al Yankovic doing Comic-Cons. Who'd have thunk?" Yeah, he's there, guys. Look him up on social media. He's everywhere these days, going to shows, meeting the fans, telling them how much he appreciates everything they've done for him. So yeah, it happens.
Weird Al is omnipresent now.
Apparently he was supposed to voice a character in one of Vivzy Pop's animated shows, but he had that stipulation that he doesn't want his character to swear, and Vivzy Pop being Vivzy Pop is like, no, we can't do that. And so Weird Al never voiced a character. He did have like it was not exactly her, but it was her studio. They animated like a little music video of his, and I just keep thinking, you couldn't put your writing tick aside,
right,
for just 5 minutes to have Weird Al voice a character on your show.
Like, have everybody else cuss. Just don't let this character do it.
I mean, like, I like to write swear words, but if I like. If I had that opportunity, we're getting like someone awesome like Weird Al to like voice a character of mine, I'm gonna tone it down just to get his butt in my show.
Yeah,
like
that'd be a dream.
That's like, just put your pride aside for 2 seconds.
Oh, but stars can't do that. That's impossible. Their pride is too large. That's why it's called stars. Gravity, the pull.
Gravity.
We just got really deep.
I know,
like
we
that.
did.
Yeah,
we did.
I like that.
Who'd have thought we'd do that on a show like this, Writer Showcase on And I Quote channel, which, by the way, don't forget to like and share with all your frenemies out there. And if you're just thank you for doing it. And don't forget, if you have questions for our wonderful panelists, let us know in the comments. As a as an interesting Mr. Connell's parrot, same question. Savvy? Anyway. Okay, one book that belongs on everyone's bookshelf, Heather, that is not your own.
I had my answer the last time, being Sherlock Holmes, so I'll try and come up with another one for you guys.
Isn't bad, by the way.
Yeah, not a bad answer.
Arthur Conan Doyle, anybody?
Oh man. Does it have to be like a book, or can't it be a graphic novel?
We can make an exception. It's fine. Graphic novels count too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, Brian agrees. He's got 50,000 of them in his background of his studio.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead, pick a graphic novel. If you want to pick something that was different from a book, go ahead.
Oh, that's a good one. This is kind of like a personal favorite of mine. It's not for everyone, I will say, so I guess that kind of breaks the rule. But I do want to spread more awareness of it. It's Monsters by Barry Windsor Smith.
So good.
Oh,
it is very good. It's very deep, very thick. But the reason why I say it's not for everyone, it is dark. It is a dark story. I mean, the whole plot of the book is, it's kind of like it's one of those stories where it's webbed, where there's like a web of different stories within the story. But the main gist of it is there's this guy, and he decides he's going to join the army because he's got really nothing else going on in his life, and he's missing an eye. So instead of making him a troop, he gets signed up to be the subject of experimentations because they're trying to make the perfect super soldier. But instead of Captain America, the process turns him into this monstrous Frankenstein-like thing, and he eventually escapes the facility. But then that's, strangely enough, not the craziest part that happens in the story, because then you get to the perspective of the guy who signed him up in the first place and how he's connected to everything. And then you get the scientist who's behind it, who, by the way, was a former Nazi and somehow got away with being on this project. And then you get to the father of the main character, and there's like it's like a different points of views of how interconnected this tragedy is. And like I said, very good. beautifully illustrated. And if you don't know who Barry Windsor Smith is, he's the guy who was behind Wolverine Weapon X. He was the artist and the writer for Wolverine Weapon X. And if you read Weapon X, that's basically the prototype to Monsters. So if you liked Weapon X, then go read Monsters.
Okay. Wow. Anyway, rapid fire. Terrence, book that belongs on everyone's bookshelf that is unfortunately not Mitch Mayhew.
I almost said the Veritas Western Anthology Collection, but instead I'm going to say The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. It is one of the greatest books ever written. It is an epic. It was originally serialized, so it is a long book, but it is a very rewarding read. And to my point earlier, beginning of this, a highly rereadable book because you always find something new every time you read it.
Okay, fair enough. I did, because I found a abridged version with the 448 pages in it that has a nice cover on it. It was $4.48 on Amazon. I'm like, oh, I should get this because Terrence won't shut up about it. And then I realized, oh, it's an abridged version. Well, how long is the original? And then I found the original version by Penguin Classics, and it says 1,296 pages. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, it's not
50
happening.
hours on audiobook. It's glorious.
Yeah, I would go with an audiobook on that instead of reading 1,300 page books. I'm sorry, but that is never, ever going to happen. Sorry, folks. It's never going to happen. Stop trying to make fetch happen, Gretchen. It's never going to happen. All right, Brian? But Brian, what's a book that belongs on everyone's bookshelf?
The Exorcist. Because, look, I mean, the movie is...
Spooky season.
Well, it's beyond the horror aspect of it, because what Blatty did with the Exorcist novel, I love the movie. The movie's really good. The novel blows the movie out of the water. It is such a beautiful work depicting the struggle of faith. Because that's what the story is about. It is, it's set around this little girl's possession, right? And that part's the spooky part. And there are some really scary scenes in it. But you're dealing with two main characters that are not Reagan McNeil, who's the little girl. You're dealing with Reagan's mom, who's an atheist, and slowly realizing that this thing that's happening to her daughter is real. And then you've got this priest named Father Damien Karras, who has lost his faith, and it's basically because of this horrible evil thing. Both of these characters are being drawn to the realization that God is real, the devil is real, all these kind of things. And it's just, it's not, that is a very cut and dry summary of it. The complexity of the process of struggling with your faith, of questioning, and just, what it takes to really arrive at a place of informed, well thought out belief is the theme of the whole story. And it is such a good, complex, wonderful way to describe what faith is, how to come about coming to a place of belief, and why that process is so important. And ultimately, it's about self-sacrifice, which is, depicted at the end of the novel and the movie, where Father Karras goes from not believing or anymore, or losing his faith, to believing so much that he sacrifices himself to save the little girl. And I just think that novel is so much beyond the horror genre and the shock value of its reputation from the movie. It is so much deeper, so much more complex, and just a beautiful experiment of humanity and faith.
Wow, I feel like I'm at the dissertation of all these books now. Gee whiz, this is better than a college course. But I digress. Trevor and April, do you have a book that belongs on everyone's bookshelf? What do you think?
So I'm going to say Lord of the Rings, and the reason I'm going to say that is because it's kind of the father of all fantasy. So that's where, of course, Beowulf came before that, but
they didn't publish.
But they didn't publish, right?
Oh, they didn't. Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, Lord of the Rings for that very reason. And what's yours?
What about you, man?
I am so torn between all the Terrys because I'm such a fan of their works. Terry Pratchett, Terry Goodkind, and Terry Brooks. It's almost like you can't go wrong with a Terry, but I'm gonna go
or a Terrence for that matter.
Or Terrence.
I'm gonna go at Terry Goodkind's Wizard's First Rule. If the first book in a series lights you on fire so much, you've decided you're going to read the rest of it, no matter how long it becomes, or if you'll die before it gets finished, then it's a good book. And at 836 pages, it was a really good book. So Terry Goodkind, Wizard's First Rule.
Wow. Okay.
April, have you read Tolkien's essay on Beowulf?
I have not.
You should check it out. It's really interesting.
I didn't know he even wrote something about Beowulf. Holy cow.
I mean, Beowulf was a major influence on the Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Was it now?
Tolkien and Lewis both loved.
They were best friends. Like they were really good friends.
They were scholars in ancient writings, and
they did speakeasies like every week.
Yeah.
They were both professors at Oxford, and specifically, Tolkien was a philologist, which meant he studied language. And one of his main things, there's a great book called The Fellowship about the Inklings. And that book, I believe it referenced, he would like open every class of the semester with a recitation from Beowulf. And he'd give it in the pure Saxon dialect. And he'd use that as one of his major examples of how language has evolved.
Wow, I did not know this.
Terrence, I now need you to read me Beowulf in that accent.
Right? Terrence, can you make that happen?
Okay, so there's another audio.
Wait, can we Terrence, can you read Beowulf as Sean Connery reading Beowulf?
Oh, there it is.
That's
the winning request right
Terrence,
there.
do it, man. I believe in you, Terrence. I know you can do it, brother.
I'm just now thinking of the meme of how Tolkien and C.S. Lewis are the two types of fantasy authors. You got Tolkien. He's like, okay, I got to plot everything out. I got to build all of their cultures, the language and whatnot. And C.S. Lewis is like, why doesn't it just be Fantasyland of make believe where whatever you want happens? Like Santa Claus just shows up and gives everyone. Yeah. And apparently that back then, that was the one main thing that got those two to actually clash, despite being friends, is their writing style. Because C.S. Lewis would just annoy the crap out of Tolkien because he would just throw whatever at the wall, and Tolkien's like, no, you gotta build something first.
You gotta do
and
it
Tolkien hated analogy so much.
I didn't know he hated it.
And C.S. Lewis loved it.
Oh yeah, and that's allegory. That's or allegory or an
allegory.
Allegory. Yeah, thank you.
Allegory.
And so and my goodness, so it's just like, there's another meme where it's similar to that, but at the end it's Tolkien saying, "Oh, just go be with your Jesus lion."
With your Jesus, because Aslan is on the move.
That's a perfect example of plotter and pantser.
Yes. Yeah. And here's not funny, but here's the thing: we couldn't do it this year because there's been so many movies that have been turned to a certain age on Movie Watch Along, which is a show we do here at the Anti-Quote Channel Studios. You've all probably heard about it or seen it at some point. We were going to do a 20-year anniversary of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe because the Disney one came out 20 years ago this year.
No,
20 years?
Yes.
No, Ryan, you lied. That is not possible. 2005.
Look it up, man. Look it up. Trevor, April, look it up. I'm dead serious. 2005, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. From Walden Media, Walt Disney Studios. Liam Neeson was the voice of Aslan. Look it up. It's true.
Why did I think that came out in like 2010 or something like that?
No, it was 2005, my young friend.
Because all movies came out in 2010. 2010 and 2016 are the only years that exist as far as
because Predators came out in 2010.
And 2019 was last year, so there you go.
Was it 2019 last year, Brian?
Yeah.
Or Heather? Yeah, it was one of the two.
Oh, please. The 80s was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
There you go.
And by the way, starting next week, we're going back to the 80s because starting next week on Friday, the 31st of October, they're re-releasing Back to the Future for its 40th anniversary in theaters around the country.
Awesome.
So grab your tickets now, because I think my friend and I are supposed to go next weekend and see. I've already seen it once in the theaters, Terrence, but I don't mind seeing it again because it's one of the all-time greats anyway.
Genuinely,
it's one of
seeing
the
a movie re-released in theaters is like top notch. I've seen Casablanca and Raiders and Last Crusade and Empire all re-released in theaters.
Empire's Strikes Back. Oh wow.
That, say what you will, pandemic was horrible for movie theaters. I'm glad that it actually did force some of them to re-release old movies as like we need to put something in our thing if we're open. And
that's true.
Raiders of the Lost Ark on the big screen, IMAX. It was incredible.
Oh yeah, back when Star Wars, back right before Episode 3 came out in theaters, they did a whole.
Turned 20 this year.
Yeah, don't talk to me about that. That makes me feel old.
But
But like they did all of the Star Wars movies leading up to that, and I did that in theaters, and I got to see all the originals. Of course, there were special editions.
Oh, they were
but
special cuts.
I didn't get to see the original one, but
original
cuts. I own the VHS of the original.
Same here. I do.
I need to at Brian #Han shot first.
Yeah, put that on.
Indeed, sir.
Put it on
Indeed.
Instagram.
Yes.
The first time I saw Jurassic Park, the first movie, it was a re-release in the theaters, and it was in 3D too. Like you had the 3D
Whoa.
And my dad dragged all of us to that movie theater because he's not like the hugest Jurassic Park fan,
right?
But as he said, if there was one movie he absolutely needed to see in 3D, it was Jurassic Park, because those effects that they did, they still hold up incredibly well.
Later, they still
and they looked fantastic in 3D. So my dad was super happy that day, and that was my first experience watching Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and that movie changed special effects.
It changed movie making.
Yeah,
like it really
absolutely.
did. Great combination of practical meets visual meets special effects, but they combined them so well. It's like these dinosaurs look freaking real.
Even and that had never been done
shot,
before.
Brian, the opening shot of when they discovered the was it the brontosaurus, the one with the
the brontosaurus,
the long neck.
Yeah.
It's a long neck. I only recognize
the long neck. Yeah.
The terms.
Where's
from,
the tree star?
Yes, Land Before Time.
No, not
that is how I saw dinosaurs.
But when Sam Neill takes off his glasses and he's freaking the hell out, and then he turns Laura Dern's head, and Laura's like, "What are you doing? Like, what is going on?" But then Jeff Goldblum has the closer line where he says, "You crazy son of a bitch!" You did. Like, which he did. Like, he literally did. And then everyone in the audience, as well as Sam Neill, is asking the same question of Spielberg, but also Richard Attenborough's character. How'd you do this?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, holy crap. Like, we had 93 was the year of the dinosaur, Terrence, because you had Jurassic Park was out at the time, and you also had Mighty Morphin Power Rangers at the time. So you had dinosaurs on, exactly, Brian. You had dinosaurs on one of the greatest television series of all time. Hashtag those are the facts of this case, and they are undisputed. And then you also had Jurassic Park at the same time. There was a lot of dinosaurs roaming around there, Terrence. I'm just saying, bro.
Be they robots or... Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Heather.
Sorry. But I was going to say, Jurassic Park is the reason why I don't believe any modern movie maker who tries to excuse their bad effects or, it's the best we got here. We paid for it. It's the best we got here. And I'm like, they pulled this off like 30 years ago, and it looks way better than what you're doing now.
Yep.
So like, they spent a lot of money, and I guess if you squint a few times in some frames in Jurassic Park, then it shows its age. But it's like, that looked amazing 30 years ago. Why can't you pull this off now?
Hey, that T-Rex breaking through the fence, that whole scene still terrifies me because it looks so real. All of it does. Wow. And
they're approaching the Tyrannosaurus Park. Anyway, just so you know, Terrence, I can't get Jurassic Park back online without Dennis Nedry. Anyway, A.K. Newman. Newman was the reason Jurassic Park suffered. It wasn't Dennis Nedry. It was Newman who ruined it. Hello, Newman. Anyway, I hope to see him at a show because he's doing conventions now, Brian. I am praying that I meet Wayne Knight and just tell him how much I appreciate his contribution to comedy as Newman for all those years.
He's lost a ton of weight now,
dude.
Too.
He's changed.
He looks so healthy. Yeah,
they all look great. All the cast members for Jurassic Park are looking fabulous for their age. Don't get me wrong.
Everybody thinks Jurassic Park was about don't play God, but it's not. The lesson of Jurassic Park is pay for a decent IT department.
Absolutely. Why in the world was there one underpaid IT person?
Dude.
It made no sense to me at all. As a kid, it makes less sense now.
I spared no expense.
That is a lie.
I'm sorry about your financial problems, Dennis. I really am, but they are your problems. Oh, you're right. You're right, John. Everything you're right is bad. I will not get drawn into another financial debate with you, Dennis. I really will not. I'm sorry. I can quote that movie all night long. But the point is that Heather, life finds
We'll find a way.
I do want to just answer the question real quick. Other than the fact that this belongs on everyone's bookshelf, no, I'm just kidding, not yet. I haven't gotten it yet, Terrence. I'm sorry. But what does belong on everyone's bookshelf? Because I'm going to bring this up here for just a second. So this book is out now, but it's part of a bigger series. It's called the Snow series, written by our good friend Bobby Nash. Now, the reason I say this is because if you're a fan of things like Die Hard or Burn Notice or the Jack Bauer television series 24 with Kiefer Sutherland, if anybody remembers that, with the ticking clock, anybody remember that? You are going to love the Snow series because to me, it's a combination of all three rolled into one. And that's the best feeling in the world. And I read these books. I've read every single one, including the Snow Shorts, which are short stories written by wonderful writers out there, including Brian K. Morris and perhaps even Clyde Hall, some people we've mentioned here on the show before. Check it out. And it's really good. And Snow Island just came out recently, and it has got Hawaii Five-0 vibes written all over it. I don't know if anyone else is getting that vibe from looking at this, but I got the H50 theme song tattooed in my brain. Anyway. So if you want a good crime fiction series, check out the Snow series written by our good friend Bobby Nash at BobbyNash.com. That is all I got to say about that. And here I am now talking to myself. That's chaos theory. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to every single person sitting in this room and to you who are watching or listening to this program for being a part of the Writers Showcase here on this episode. It's been a wonderful honor and a pleasure, and it's been an absolute treasure. It's like a diamond in the rough, as one might say. Let's see what I did there for you, Terrence. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Promos, man, promos. Residuals are in the mail. So thank you for being here. Heather, if someone wants to know more about you and your wonderful voiceover accolades and the wonderful comics you're putting out, where can they follow you, Heather?
You can find me on X, Instagram, and Facebook. It's all just my name, Heather Veely. It's in the corner down here. And I also have a blog too, Heather Veely, on medium.com. And yeah, those are the main websites you can find me on. I also have a Fund My Comic for my 3rd issue of Next Evolution. We have 5 more days left. So if you want to contribute and get a book of your own, then go to Fund My Comic and you'll find me there.
Congratulations. We wish you all the best with that. We truly do. And apparently someone's making noises in your studio. But other than that, Terrence, it's okay. It happens. Terrence, the man who wears $1 million suits, has a $2 million smile, and has got stories for days. Where can they follow you, good sir?
He's mic'd. He's muted.
You're mic'd. Terrence.
There we go. And this is comedy.
Let me do this. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Take 2. Marker,
Take 2.
And action. Go ahead.
If you enjoy getting good adventure fiction, check out my books, Unwanted Passenger, a Mitch Mayhew story, Diamonds in Denver, a Mitch Mayhew story, both available on Amazon from Veritas Entertainment. Great guys over there. If you enjoy listening to good interviews with fantastic indie creatives, definitely tune into And I Quote. Also check out Suit Up with Terrence Lahey, available on all podcast streams. You can follow me on Instagram at suitup.author.
Thank you, kind sir, for being here. But do it live. Frack it. Do it live. Anyway, appreciate you, man. You're awesome sauce. Trevor and April, where can the wonderful people in the interwebs follow you and your wonderful adventures?
Yes, so you can find us at kinther.com, and that will get you to all of our books and all of our social medias, and it's all under the same name. So
yeah, Kinther's the fantasy world that started out as a D&D game that became a series of novels and short stories. And thank you very much. The Blood of Orcs is the beginning of the Knights of Aragon series, the 3rd book, coming out early December, late November. that is a continuation of the story of Elwyn, the Elven Ranger who overcomes great adversity and stops great prophecy of evil deities from ruining your wonderful world. So tune in, Kinther.com, follow the link page. All of our social medias, our Amazon pages, where you can find fantastic books and short stories.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you all being here. Brian Rodman, the man who's got one too many books and one too many pop culture pieces of memorabilia behind him and is putting all of us to shame here in the background. Where can they follow you on all forms of social media, my friend?
And I'm poor because of it all.
No, you're not.
I'm basically everything you would want from me is here. BrianRodman.com. There you can find our newly published dark fantasy novel, Memoirs of an Angel. It's about two angels who have to travel into the mind of a demon-possessed child to stop the evil entity from collapsing the order that holds the universe together, also called the Cosmic Wheel. This is available on BrianRodman.com. Also, the comic book series that inspired the novel and the new Cosmic Wheel series is there, as well as the comic book series that I mentioned, the Nebulizer, that's available at BrianRodman.com as well. I am on Facebook and Instagram. Both links are on my website at the top. Or at the bottom now. Sorry, we just redid my website. So yeah, check me out and drop a line in Facebook Messenger or shoot me an email and say hi.
Thank you, kind sir, for being here, and we appreciate it greatly. We're going to be talking to you here again real soon, and congratulations on everything for show. My name is Ryan of Anti-Quote Channel. If you want to know more about the chaotic life of Ryan the Quote, you can follow me across all forms of social media. It's chaotic, isn't it, guys? At Anti-Quote Channel. Where am I pointing to? Where is it? There it is. Anti-Quote Channel. We do tons of shows every week. We have a lot of fun with it. If you're a fan of pop culture in any sense of the word, check us out. We got all kinds of great things coming your way. We're on the road to 5,000. We just hit 1,700 plus subscribers on this channel. Thank you so much to everybody who has contributed to that and shared our videos and commented and all the good things. Once we hit 5,000, we'll have a live stream that will include special giveaways that you, the person who's watching or listening to this program right now, are going to be eligible to win. It's sweater weather, as Brian Rodman said earlier. So we got hoodies, we got shirts, we got stickers you can add to your water bottles. We have coffee mugs. If you want coffee, as Brian K. Morris likes to say, Brian, as well. A few other things we have in our store, and they're all on sale right now. So treat yourself. And yes, the rumors are true. There's a story I wrote called Wolf of the West that is in the Veritas Entertainment's Western Tales Volume 1 anthology. I am there along with 16 other writers with 15 incredible stories. It's an honor and a pleasure to be a part of it, and I look forward to writing more stories in 2026. Don't worry, I have plans, ladies and gentlemen. I do. I got ideas for days, ideas for months, and all the creative wheels have been turning, and I've been listening to a lot of 80s synthesizer music to keep my writing focus going, because when I'm listening to music, it helps me focus on when I'm writing, so it helps me to focus. It's good stuff. Check it out. It's really good stuff. I'll send you some links, too. But with that being said, Writer Showcase will be back. It's once a month, towards the end of each month, 7 o'clock Eastern time on a Saturday, so check us out there. Do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified of when our videos go up or they go live. And we got some great creators out there, great books, great writers. Make sure you're out there supporting them as best you can. So many to choose from, so little time, but you don't have to take my word for it.
Choose high-flying action. Choose death-defying escapes. Choose spine-tingling thrills. Choose nail-biting intrigue. Now's your chance to choose the adventure. The Captain Hawkland Adventures. Available on Amazon.com.
Strelin of Ulia is a cursed man, and cursed men are dangerous. He has traveled the known world seeking a way to lift his curse. So far, he has not found what he is looking for. When Trellin arrives in the city of Anshi, in the nation of Paraba, he meets a cold reception. The desert nation is unforgiving. Its people have proven untrustworthy, and the locals have no love for foreigners. Now, a wealthy stranger offers to lift Trellin's curse for a price, and he must make a choice. Seek a solution elsewhere, or risk imprisonment in the Tower of Ruhak, a place from whence no man has ever escaped. The known world of Atera, The Prisoner of Ruhak Tower. Now available on Amazon in paperback and on Kindle.
I've been a superhero for a long time. It used to be so simple. You catch the bad guys, do the right thing, save the world. Then I met Aiden, and things got complicated.
Iris recruited me as a kid and turned me into their own personal weapon. I couldn't see any way out until I met Marty. But now we're going to burn their entire organization down if we can.
Forces of Nature, books 1 and 2, Scorcher and Thin Ice are available now wherever books are sold online. See www.kellygentner.com.
All right, I'm a little tired, I'm a little wired, and I think I deserve a little appreciation.